I'm here with Billy Carlton, Chicago Firemen. Billy? Billy and I have known each other for several years now. Billy, you look great. You lost some weight. Just same. I lost weight as well. All right, tell me about tonight's game. I don't want to ask you about a prediction, but I want to ask you about the biggest obstacle. What do you see the biggest obstacle is for Chicago Fire Department to beat the Chicago Police Department tonight?
Play a solid 9-inning game. Like past couple of years, we play a solid 4 or 5 innings, and after that, it's self-destruct. So if we can do that, it should be a tight game.
So you think the first inning jitters, you got to get past that first inning jitters is what you're telling me?
Yeah, first inning jitters, and then get past the first 4, and then hopefully keep it close.
Now, who's pitching for you guys tonight?
I believe it's Jason Durbin.
So Durbin's got to get through that first inning jitters.
Yes.
George Bliss, thanks again for coming this year. So last year the Police won real big, and they lost the big football game, so now maybe you think, what's going on?
Well, we do pretty well in this baseball thing. I'm expecting that we're going to do well again because I'm getting tired of losing to the fire department, whether it's boxing or football or whatever it is. So we'll be okay.
I think this is fantastic morale. I want to move the football game to Soldier Field. I mean, it is our city, right? We're in a Major League Stadium here. Hockey's at the United Center. We got to work on football, I think, because I'm outspoken on this.
Agreed. I like the idea too, and it's owned by the Parks Department, right? So, yeah, I think there was an issue with it last year. I forget what it was, but they talked about it. No, it came up, and I forgot why it didn't happen. But I like that. I should
sell the excuse, Gary. You know that.
Yeah. There's always a reason, right?
First pitch, good luck tonight, buddy. And I know you played ball way back when, and the folks have been fantastic at the police department with the softball game. Wonderful people over there at your headquarters. We love everything about what you do. Let's do more of it.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks very much.
Superintendent Garry McCarthy. George Bliss out on the field. Beautiful, beautiful night here. And I know Joe Rokas was having a long conversation with Superintendent Garry about sports or something, and he said, "Why aren't you in my office Monday?" What was that all about?
Well, I don't know.
You can't say? Well, Joe Rokas is here just down at Sox Park. He's been here, how many years, Joe? 30 years. Oh, my goodness. One of the best policemen ever. Here's our camera guys from ABC again this year. Good to see you guys.
I'm with Todd Suchek. Todd, tell me, who are the original members of this team?
We only have 4 left. We do have 6, but 2 of them weren't able to be here tonight. Dan Sheen and Louis Bongiorno. But the 4 that are playing tonight, Tommy Healy, our catcher, Jason Durbin, third baseman, first baseman, pitcher, myself, Todd Suchek, and Clay Wheatley, who's also a pitcher. We're the 4 original guys. We've been with the team for 14 years. Hopefully another 20, but we're trying to get younger too.
So any new blood coming onto the team that looks promising?
Well, we got Cody Conley, who's fast out in the outfield. Kevin Chisorni, who's a very good shortstop. And Henry Valdez, who we call Tater. He's an outstanding shortstop. Other than that, it's been a mix and match of like 5 years, 7 years on the team. But that's where we stand. We're going to get younger as soon as they start hiring. Please hire, City.
I'm here with Todd Suchek, talking about crafty veterans. Todd, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. That's the Illinois Sports Facilities Authority.
Welcome to the 14th annual Chicago Fire versus Chicago Police baseball game out at Cellular Field. It's a beautiful August night. George Bliss here with Marty Downs, Spiro Francis. We're going to have a lot of fun, I'll tell you. We're going to bring the play-by-play for you. Listen to the PA system as they introduce some of the memorial people for the fire department.
Also, to the 19 fallen firefighters who gave their lives during the wildfires in Arizona.
Of course, a nod to the wonderful people that lost their lives in Arizona, the Hot Shots, just several weeks ago. Pretty nice crowd. The weather has held off. And here is the music starting at U.S. Cellular Field.
Now, rolling out first pitch for the Chicago Fire Department. Fire Commissioner Jose Santiago.
And the first pitch is being thrown out by Fire Commissioner Santiago. Commissioner Santiago. And catching is Healy.
I want him.
So Santiago and Healy. Here's the pitch by Santiago. Ooh, nice pitch. Oh, perfect strike. Perfect strike. Awesome.
Strike, ladies and gentlemen.
Commissioner Santiago has just been so kind to all of us here at the police fire game. Wonderful guy to talk to. And standing to the left here on third base with his police team, of course, is Superintendent Garry McCarthy.
Will be thrown by Police Superintendent Garry McCarthy.
And here comes Superintendent Garry McCarthy. And going to catch this pitch. It's number 21 behind home plate. Ricken, Toddy Ricken. Yeah, he's a reserve. Oh my, big, huge. Oh my goodness. That was about 85 miles per hour. That was a good pitch.
The flyby is not going to be one by the helicopter, just so you know.
That was a very nice pitch, wasn't it?
That was a good pitch, and I'll tell you what. You know, that was actually a very good pitch. He had a little heat on it.
Yeah, he did. Awesome. Very awesome. George Bliss here, Spiro Francis, Marty Downs, as they have the pregame ceremony now, and they're going to be honoring some of the firemen.
I just been notified that they're not going to do the flyby. They're not going to do the flyby tonight.
All right, so due to the weather, which is a little overcast here on the south side of Chicago, no helicopter flyover. Oh, well, it was, you know, maybe the game gets a little bit quicker that way, Spiro.
Oh, we'll see. Hopefully we get the game in and play 9.
Absolutely. Okay, here is the beginning of the presentation for tonight's ball game.
Well, we see the ceremony starting tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce the family of Chicago Fire Captain Herbie Johnson.
So they're now announcing all the firemen now.
And of course, the great song from the great movie.
Yeah, absolutely. The Natural, one of my favorite movies of all times.
And out walks the family of Herbie Johnson, and they're getting a standing ovation. Herbie, of course, unfortunately lost his life back in November in Gage Park.
Correct. You know, very tragic, unfortunately.
And Tony Budvitas, one of their captains, number 18, is going to catch the pitch. Nice pitch.
Nice pitch.
Low strike.
Maybe the fire department should get him on the team.
Well, Tony could use help. Taking photos now. Everybody's standing on the right baseline, giving their approval. Beautiful red uniforms over there. Of course, the guys in blue are on the third base side.
You know, George, just think about it. You know, all the firemen and all the police officers that sacrificing their lives every day for our wonderful city here in Chicago. You couldn't be more proud to be a fireman or policeman today.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. I'm so glad the weather held out. I mean, I could do without the helicopter, get the game going. It's a beautiful thing, but we'll have more ceremonial that way.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it gets the ceremony going a little quicker.
Of firefighter Walter Patman Jr.
And this is, of course, fireman Walter Patman.
Yes.
And his family is out there.
Yeah, I believe he lost his life.
Also in the same approximate time frame as Herbie Johnson.
Herbie Johnson, correct. About within a week or two apart.
Unbelievable.
I believe that's his son's going to throw out the first pitch there.
Yeah, it's a little guy. Whiteley catching, number 22. There's a pitch. Nice.
Get him a jersey.
I mean, all these guys are good. The whole Patman family is out there. I think that would be the sisters, the moms, and the wives. And It's very sad. It's not easy to go through this.
It's not, but you have to understand the sacrifice that these players, these people make to protect our wonderful city of Chicago. Hats go off to them.
Photographers from the fire department, photographers from the police. I see Channel 9 here, Channel 7. Very nice coverage.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You couldn't ask for a better turnout from the media here.
Well, I'd like it to get a lot bigger. I mean, this place should be 40,000, but we're going to be working on it, Spiro.
Well, hope so. Within the years to come, that we get more, more people involved, and we get more fans out in the stands to support this great cause.
Absolutely. Now, a little bit more ceremonial going on here is Nicole Price standing next to us behind home plate, and she's basically giving the rules of who comes out and when, and she's doing a great job. The umpires are lined up. We'll mention the umpires later.
Yes, we will.
I know crew chief was here earlier, Erik. Saw Chuck talking to me, and we'll talk about them in a little bit.
Yeah, it's a great collective group of umpires that we have today. Some from the minor leagues, most of them are from the collegiate level, but yeah, it's a great crew.
The umpires, here they come.
Today's authorities on the field are the umpires.
Here come the umpires.
Led by home plate umpire Vince Nastandrea.
Umpire strike back statement going out for the umpires.
They have 6 of them, so they're just like the big time All-Star game. Six umps.
It's like a playoff setting where you have 6 umpires.
Third base umpire Jeff Collins.
This way they don't miss any play, any of the action. It's all.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
It's all going to be covered. Their eyes are going to be on that ball and on that play.
Swank. Today's umpires volunteer their own time and donate the baseball for today's event. Please give them a round of applause.
They have beautiful scoreboards here. They have jumbotrons in right center with the police and fire logos and all of the above, and straight up in center field they have another larger jumbotron flashing the bravest and the finest and all kinds of neat logos and artwork there.
Well, you have to give your hats off to the ballpark here. They really went all out for today's game. Given the atmosphere of a true major league game, and you can't ask for anything better from U.S. Cellular Field than what's been shown tonight.
Absolutely. Marty Downs here with Spiro Fences. And here comes the fire team. Why don't you talk about them a little bit, Spiro?
Well, you have your team manager, Tony Budvitis, followed by Todd Healy, the catcher, Clay Whiteley, Todd Suchek. You have all the veteran players that are starting off at the beginning. Most of these guys have been playing together for the last 14 years. As Todd Suchek once told us before, that there's 4 for the original team.
Wow.
The rest of the guys have been playing on and off for the last, 7 to 8 years together. And you can't ask for a greater group of guys than what you have on the field today.
I love the red uniform. No, I like the police team, but the red really pops, doesn't it? It's awesome. Well, Commissioner Santiago standing on the very end. Awesome. Number 1.
Well, he is number 1. He is, the number 1 guy in the Chicago Fire Department.
That makes sense.
That's why he's got number 1 on his jersey. But you got to look at the uniforms. It is a beautiful red jersey with white pants. It stands out. So I'm kind of hoping that let's see what happens today's game.
And Marty Downs, when he starts the play-by-play, is going to give us the lineups here at the beginning of the game. There's so many people, we're going to mention them all during the game because they have the DH rule, activator, etc. So everybody gets a chance to play.
Well, and that's the thing. I talked to both Tony Budvitis and Erik Diaz, and they both said we want to get guys in and out of the game. We want everybody to enjoy the game, the festivities that are going on for today's event.
Okay, here comes the fire team, led by Erik Diaz and Mike Bowers. Erik Diaz and Mike Bowers, captains.
They do have a core group of guys as well, but you have to understand, they've got a much younger team than the Chicago Fire Department team.
Well, they got Acevedo, the great shortstop.
Acevedo is a great shortstop. He actually played in college. For, I believe it was Texas.
He did. Not only that, he played in Puerto Rico.
That's right. He also played in Puerto Rico.
And he's also been in the department for some years, so he's basically a legend in town. And Garry McCarthy now shaking hands with the Fire guys.
So we'll see what happens now. We finish the rest of the ceremony as Erik Diaz shakes hands with all the umpires, as well as Tony Budvitis, and we'll probably have the national anthem coming up right now, and the game will start pretty soon.
Absolutely. Lined up. On the third baseline, I see Erik Diaz, of course, Mike Bars, and I see Rodriguez there, and Acevedo, and all kinds of great players. Shadows there. They have a great team. And I know tonight the defense, they're doing a couple things too. They're going to have Macias out there, and Fahey, and Barchetto out in the outfield. So they're pretty fast.
Well, they're gonna have a really speedy outfield for the for the police department. That's their key for today's game. Is their outfield is gonna be really fast. So the Chicago Fire Department's got to find those gaps.
Well, let's see what happens. I mean, I think Tony Budvitas has a good feeling about the hitting. So, you start hitting the ball, they ain't going to catch them. It's going to change the game. But we'll see what happens now. It's so wonderful to see the two major news medias out here doing close-ups.
Yeah.
And, even the photographers and the police and fire, even some independent third-party photographers that have been working with this for years. So here comes the national anthem.
Well, let's everybody bow their heads and get ready for a great national anthem.
Direct your attention to the center field scoreboard for our dedication Tour of Heroes.
The very beautiful song Amazing Grace by the Bagpipes now being played at U.S. Cellular Field. They are showing a montage of the Herbie Johnson and Officer Patman. It's pretty sad to watch it.
It is pretty sad to watch it, but but you have to give your hats off to these two fine men. They served their city and their country very well.
It's literally silent here, and we apologize for whispering, but there's Herbie Johnson and the fire photographer in front of us having a hard time. It's just sad to watch this. It's really hard to describe, but they're showing beautiful photos of the two firemen and their families on this big, beautiful colored jumbotron with the background of the music Amazing Grace.
Yeah, it's you can hear a pin drop in here. It's just amazing what these two gentlemen have done for the city of Chicago, and they sacrificed their lives to protect our city.
Let's listen to the rest of the music here. Spiro Francis, George Bliss, along with Marty Downs. They are showing pictures from the funeral of Herbie Johnson, which I did attend, and it was literally tens of thousands of people down on the south side at the mass. It was something like I've never seen in my life.
I mean, just looking at the picture right there of the streets of firemen and police officers paying their respects, it's just amazing.
Here's another photo of it, of the funeral, and then the downtown Chicago skyline, where the police and the fire every night drive through the streets of Chicago 24 hours a day, and there's a close-up of the Chicago Police Memorial, the headquarters, and various pictures of the offices, etc.
Yeah. It's just an emotional moment here at the ballpark, trying to soak it all in and understand, how these people live their lives protecting the city.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in a moment of silence, honoring the memories of Captain Herbie Johnson, firefighter Walter Patman, as well as the 19 hot-shot firefighters who gave their lives in the Arizona wildfires.
Silence for the fire, the police, and all public servants in the United States here at U.S. Cellular Field. Beautiful August night, 2013.
Thank you. And now, Chicago Police and Fire Honor Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to introduce Daniel Schultz for the rendering of our national anthem.
This is our young guitar player who's playing the national anthem.
It's amazing what this kid. It's amazing what this kid can do on a guitar. This kid's really good, George, don't you think?
He's Jimi Hendrix, I'm telling you. And a big hand is going to come here for the national anthem, played by Daniel
Schultz. We'll be seeing Daniel Schultz playing some big band pretty soon, in the near future, don't you think, George?
Yep, big band by the crowd. And they're still lined up at first or third base, looking back at Daniel.
Honor guard, retire the colors.
Here comes the color guard, Spiro, color guard.
Yeah, here they come. This is going to be interesting. I just love the tradition of the color guard, don't you, George?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Military force, 5-6 guys in dress, I guess they call it dresses.
Their dress uniform, yeah, they're all in their dress uniforms. Now you have the motorcycle band here.
Oh my. And they're out in the center field. They're like 300 feet from us. Listen to this noise. Wow.
You mentioned following them, George?
Well, I talked to them earlier. We're going to have them a little bit later in the broadcast. But it's run by our good friend, none other than Tommy Van Gundy.
Tommy?
Van Gundy. He runs the whole thing. They have thousands of members in Illinois. Thousands.
Wow. And as we see the honor guard's coming right past us right now.
I believe the police fire combined honor guards.
Correct. There's
two of each, yes.
Two of each.
And here welcome the bagpipe players who played so beautifully out the right field line. Awesome.
Yes, yeah, they did.
Like a studio. I mean, perfect sound.
Oh, you know what? It's not that often you hear bagpipes in Chicago, but when you do, you know where it's coming from.
You know it. Okay, we're going to be back with the game right after this pause here from Sox Park, 14th Annual. Please fire Spiro, Marty, George Bliss. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Okay, hi everybody, George Bliss out here with Marty Downs. The main event is starting. Let's flip it to the play-by-play announcer. He's going to give us the starting lineups for the fire department, who are the visitors. Check that fire department was home tonight. The police are visitors. Let's go to Marty Downs with the opening lineup.
The batting order right now for the Chicago Finance, leading off, we got Marco Acevedo. He's leading off, also playing shortstop. Second, we have the pitcher, Erik Ricken, in the 2 spot. Pat Fahey playing center and batting third in the cleanup spot. We got the big right fielder, Vince Macias. Then there's Sergio Samantal in the 5 spot, playing catcher. Batting 6 is Tony Barchetto. He'll be in left. Then there's Mike Bars at first, batting 7th. Batting 8th is Joshua Rodriguez. He's the DH for the night. Eric Diaz finishing up in the 9th spot, playing second base. And then as the defense takes the field, going started off with in left field, Tony Budvitas, number 18, also the manager of the team. In center, Scott Davis, and in right, Cody Connolly. From left to right in the infield, we have Jason Durbin at third, Henry Valdez at short, Kevin Gizorni at second, Todd Shoshuk at first, Tom Healy catching, and then we got Juan Rojas on the mound, warming up right now, getting a couple final tosses. We're ready to kick off the 14th annual Bravest vs. Finest charity baseball game. A couple of last warm-ups coming in, ball tossing around the mound. We had a elongated pregame ceremony along with some weather problems beginning, so we're running a little bit behind, but it looks like this game's getting about to kick off.
I think this is Erik Ricken's first start in the big game. I don't know Erik, but he's a young police officer, and for the fire department's being Juan Rojas. So we got Ricken pitching for the police and Rojas for the fire.
And talking in pregame, it seems like the biggest worry for the fire department is just getting out of the first inning, the jitters for Juan Rojas. We got a speedy police department team, and if they get up early, that could cause a lot of problems for the fire department. So getting through the first inning's key right now for the Bravest. They just want a 1-2-3 inning so they can get their sticks up there and try to get some runs on the board themselves. Looks like all the baseballs are in. Home plate umpire Vince Mastrana has wiped the plate. Looks like we're ready to go. Ready to start the 14th annual Bravest vs. Finest charity baseball game right now. We have Marco Acevedo leading off for the police officers.
Here we go with Marco Acevedo. This should be a good one. He played in Puerto Rico, Marty. He's one of the best players in the city.
Yeah. So he's a long way from Puerto Rico, but a lot of these guys, dream come true. Batting leadoff number 1, Marco Acevedo right now. Right-handed batter, leading off for the police department.
I could never marry just for that reason. My family could never marry.
First pitch gets away from the catcher. Looks like it was low and inside. Good eye. And we're officially underway here right now. 1-0 count to Marco Acevedo. Everything's going strong right now. We have all the boards lit up. We got just as many people here for a White Sox game as there is usually. Second pitch, a little bit of a breaking ball in there, evens it up 1-1 against Acevedo.
Well, that first pitch to Acevedo, it was a little bit on the inside corner. Got away from Healy, which I'm really surprised at, because Healy's a very good catcher. Now, Healy's going up to talk to Rojas on the mound.
2 pitches in, and we already have our first mound meeting. Healy trots back to the plate after talking to his pitcher. We'll see what type of adjustments they make after the first 2.
Well, you got to remember, Acevedo played in college, so you're not going to try to pitch anything over the plate from him because he'll take you downtown.
High pitch there, makes it 2-1. Acevedo already showing probably the most patience that we'll see today out of a lot of the baseball players. We've talked about experience before. You're going to have to put a good pitch over for him to swing at it. And there we go. He evens up 2-2, swing and a miss for on Acevedo.
Well, you got to remember Rojas is trying to pitch him on the outside corner. You got to stay away from Alvarez's sweet spot, which is the middle inside part of the plate. So
you make one mistake against Acevedo, he's one of the players on this team that can make you pay.
Oh, absolutely. Don't let his size fool you. I mean, he might be short, but he's got a lot of power.
Yeah, just because he's leadoff doesn't mean he can't take you deep. Now we got a first full count of the night. Rojas and Acevedo already starting off with a battle, full count right now.
I expect an inside pitch, low and inside.
Acevedo falls it off, and the battle continues. You expect something low in the dirt, try to get him chasing something, or at least something he can hit in the ground.
The idea was to jam him a little bit, pop him up. As you can see, he left a little bit too much on the inside of the plate, on the outside of the plate, and he was able to foul it off. There you go.
Right on the outside corner.
Nice curveball, inside part of the plate.
Backwards K on Acevedo. Got the first strikeout of the night. Fire department throws around the horn, and that's the way you start off. We talked about earlier how they wanted to avoid the first inning jitters. Getting Acevedo out was a huge part of that.
No, I don't know too much about Ricken, but he's got to be able to show a little bit more patience than Acevedo did.
There we go, and after a couple early balls, it seems like Rojas has found it. Another first pitch strike to Ricken.
I got Commissioner over here, Marty. Commissioner Santiago, we need a quickie here.
As long as he can keep that inside corner.
I don't know. This is going to be the year for Tony Budvitas and those guys. I mean, football, you won big. Baseball, you need to come back.
Yes, we also won big in boxing. You know, we kind of tied, but because we won the year before, not bragging or anything, but you know, we won the prize again. We just need to do this, and we'll wrap it all up.
You know, one thing I want to say, I'm here with Commissioner Santiago, George Bliss. The football game's got to be in Soldiers Field, and I'll tell you why. It's a park district. We own the property, so let's work a little bit with it. Talk to some people.
You know, I know a guy might be able to help us out. So
why? You know,
why
let's
not?
go.
Why not? Yeah. No, it'll be great. I mean, the real deal is, got a lot of people out here going to have a lot of fun. We're going to make some money for some good causes, and that's what the deal is. And everybody's going to go out here and have a good time. It's all about that. To all these charities that both police and fire put together, it is great.
Real quick, the morale that this is, look out, right by us here. Whoa! The morale that this helps the guys. They work hard and they play baseball, hockey. We need more, do we not? We need all kinds of sports for our boys.
Yeah, we do.
And women.
And you know, the deal is that these guys out here that you see are all on the streets of Chicago.
Yeah.
There are no big bosses there, or anybody sitting behind a desk out there. These guys are all on the streets. The policemen are on the streets, firefighters are on the streets. Just as great. They go out and they give it their time. It gets the morale up, and it's for a good cause.
Commissioner, let's see if we can get the red team to win today.
All right.
Let's go back to Marty and Spiro.
I see George Bliss just threw it back to us. He was interviewing Fire Chief Acevedo. Santiago. Getting on my names.
We're bringing it right back. We're still Ricken's still at the plate. He's managed a full count himself. A lot of early battles going on in this game. One out. He's a left-handed hitter. Police department trying to get their first guy on base.
And they did. They walked him. They walked Ricken to the first. Marty, the big challenge for the fire department was to keep the first inning at a really close, keep it under control.
Number 7.
So right now they got one out, one on, and hopefully they can keep this under wraps so they can get a double play and get out of this inning really quick.
Yeah, you can already see the defense adjusting, hoping to turn a double play right here against Pat Fahey. Ground ball at second. He stops it, but it looks like the double play is an impossibility. Throws it to first, gets him at a...
Yeah, Jazorin made a great stop at second base. Although the runner did go to second, Jazorin did make a great play at second base to throw out the runner at first.
Yeah, Jazorin definitely saved Ricken. He was definitely going first to third on that if that got through. So now you're down to 2 outs, runner on second base, bringing up Vince Macias for the police department.
Now, Macias is a big hitter. Now you got to watch him. You can't throw him anything over the plate. You can't throw him a nice slow ball because he'll take you right to the outfield.
Redemption, Vince, redemption.
Falls off the first pitch, right into the crowd. Looks like everybody's all right though.
Rojas has got to be very careful. He's starting to leave things up a little bit.
Yeah, bro. He's had a battle through this inning. Acevedo and Ricken both worked pretty long counts, and just big lead there by Ricken. Almost got caught, but it appears that Rojas didn't see it. You see his second baseman creeping. Calls for a break. He wants his second meeting with Healy to discuss what they're going to do with this dangerous hitter, Macias.
What I'm assuming they're going to do is they're going to start throwing him a lot of inside pitches, try to get him to foul up, pop it up, foul up, get ahead of him in the count, and try to slip one past him with a nice changeup or something.
Decent lead by Ricken at second. Fire department Gisorni is there looking for the pickup, but here comes the pitch. Macias falls off another one. Now he's down to his last strike, and the fire department looking to get out of here without giving up any runs in the first.
I'm looking at a changeup right here. That's what I see. I see a nice changeup.
Something to fool him, maybe a breaking ball in the dirt. That he has the advantage. So if he wanted to waste a pitch here, he definitely could.
Oh, absolutely.
Looks like Macias chased that one, but he's in the 2-strike defensive swing, so he had it fouled off right to the right of us down.
As you can see, Rojas did change the speed on his that last pitch. So what do you think he's going to throw here?
I think he's going to be looking for. I think he's probably going to go gas on the outside corner, try to get him chasing again.
Straight down the middle, fastball. Nobody was expecting.
Macias definitely was expecting something off speed or maybe a breaking ball, and there we go. Juan Rojas gets out of the first, giving up only one walk to the police officers. We'll be right back with the bottom half of the first inning.
We'll be right back after this with Marty Downs, Spiro Fences, and George Bliss. We're at Sox Park, 14th annual Fire Police baseball game.
And we're back right here, ready to kick off the bottom half of the first inning of the 14th annual Chicago Police Department versus Chicago Fire Department baseball game. Henry Valdez ready to lead off the inning for the department against Erik Ricken, the starting pitcher for the police department.
Well, this got to do something. He's got to get on base. Got to find a way to get on base here.
Yep, just like the fire department wanted to avoid the first inning jitters, same applies for the police department. Even though they've won 10 of the last 13, they don't want to get behind early. Ricken leads it off, big lefty with a first pitch strike against Valdez. And looks like we might be in store for a pitcher's duel. Both of these guys looking good early.
Yeah, that was a knee-high fastball, and he's not messing around. Nice, made contact, but right to the first baseman.
Valdez grounds out to Bars at first, and that's first batter down for the department as their catcher batting in the 2 spot, Tom Healy. You don't see too many catchers in the 2 spot.
No.
Number 2, Tom Healy.
Healy's got some good power here.
First pitch strike to Healy. You can see he's a little bit of an old school player, to put it nicely, as a nice piece of lumber on him, and looking to get their first runner aboard as the second pitch is in the dirt against him.
Well, Marty, you got to look at it this way. Chicago Fire Department's got to get runners on the base pad. You got your biggest hitter, and Tony Budvitis coming up next. Todd is mostly a very good contact hitter. As you can see, even though he's a little old, he can still get down the bag, and he's safe at first. No!
Oh, bang, bang, play.
He got called out on that one. I was fooled.
That was a great play by David Harris, charging the third base line, get Healy out by what looked like half a step.
Not even a half a step. That looked like an eyelash to me.
Here's Tony.
Healy looked like he was 21 years old again. Now, here's the guy that everybody's worried about, is Big Tony Budvitis.
Tony Budvitis, the captain. He's playing left field for.
Yeah, he's playing left field.
He comes out aggressive, swinging at the first pitch, popped up. Looks like Harris just called it, but now it's moved down to Acevedo. 3 up, 3 down for the fire department. And at the end of 1, it's scoreless 0-0. We'll be right back here at the 14th annual Bravest vs. Finest charity baseball game at US Cellular Field. And we're back here at the 14th annual Finest vs. Bravest charity softball game. Baseball game. My name's Murray Downs. I'm with
Spiro Francis.
Ready to kick off the top of the second. Police officers are at bat. With them, they're the catcher, Sergio Samantal, looking to get some base runners going on, rocking the pink bat as well. And he sees the first pitch strike from Rojas, who is coming off a 2-strikeout performance in the first inning.
Sergio Samantal.
Well, I'm expecting Rojas to come right at these guys right now. He's not going to lighten up. He's not going to give them anything fancy. He's just going to go straight fastball.
Falls right behind us. Almost had to use your old baseball skills there to field that one.
Yeah, well, I stuck up my hand to try to field it. Unfortunately, I don't have a glove, and there's a big net here, thankfully, because...
And that short first inning for the fire department hitters might actually benefit Rojas because there wasn't a lot of time for him to, sit on the bench, get cold. So his arm's still fresh. He's still dealing, and you can see this as he's quickly up on the hitter 0-2.
Well, now I expect him to come with something, either a changeup or a curveball or slider, something to fool the hitter where they're not expecting a fastball. Although we were fooled the last time, he came with a straight fastball and struck out, the last batter.
Yeah, 0-2, he can throw it anywhere, throw any pitch he wants, and since Sergio is going to be in defensive swing, he probably has to chase basically anything that comes close to the plate.
Well, he's got to protect the plate at this point. Little inside fastball. Ross is not shying away from his pitches, I'll tell you that right now.
No, yeah, he's definitely loading up on a lot of these pitches. You can hear it hitting Healy's mitt almost every time.
I would say he's touching, mid to low 80s at this point.
There we go, strikeout number 3.
Yeah, that was a pretty curveball, if I do say so myself.
Showing the full array, doesn't matter. That was a curveball. He had a strikeout earlier on a fastball, and he's commanding both inside, outside, and middle of the plate.
And the umpire is giving him a lot of respect. He's giving him the corners as well.
Anthony
Barchetto, number 16, left fielder for the police officers, coming to bat, right-handed hitter. Steps away from an inside pitch, 1-0 count.
Yeah, Ross got to come right back at him with either a fastball or a nice changeup right across the plate.
There you go, swing and a miss, 1-1, evens up the count.
This is something new for the police department. They're usually up 1 or 2 or 3 runs at this point. It almost seems like they're in a little bit of a shock.
Yeah, they're
not getting any runs here.
There you go, foul tip in the catcher glove, 1-2. Yeah, it seems like, a lot of the pregame hype was talking about firefighters just kind of wanted to keep it close so that way, maybe at the end they can try to steal it. And with the way Rojas is pitching, it looks like they're executing that plan to perfection right now.
Marty, I agree. As long as they get their hits in, that fire department should come out with a W.
2-2 count right now to Barchetto. 1 out here, top of the second. Scoreless ball game so far.
They're going old school. They're using wood, in tonight's game.
Just outside, third full count of the night right now for Rojas. But he only has 1 walk to 3 strikeouts, so he's getting results when it gets to the full count. He's getting guys to swing and miss, and then even not. And his defense has helped him out today so far too, with Gilorni with that great play at second earlier.
Hit the center field.
No problem for Scott Davis out there in center. Makes 2 down right here in the top of the second.
Scotty's got some good wheels on him himself out in center field, but he really didn't have to move very much. Took a couple steps and made a great play.
Number 23, Mike Bars.
So we got 2 outs here, and we got Mike Barnes on the plate.
Mike Bars, first baseman for Chicago's finest, taking the plate, trying to solve a mystery that is Juan Rojas right now for the police officer hitters.
It looks like CPD is in a little bit of a shock here. They don't know what to make of Rojas.
Yeah, I don't know if they haven't seen him before or if it's just trying to adjust to this big park field, but Baez with the grounder Rojas tried to field his position, but just goes off his glove.
It went up the side of his mitt. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think the third baseman would have had a better shot at making that play.
I don't know exactly how you'd score that. It was a tough. It definitely was an easy play to make. Jason Durbin was out there at third base. So they were all kind of coming in there at once, but it was just they're not going to talk about a hit. But police department, they're going to take their runners however they can take them right now against Rojas.
Well, the good thing is that Chicago Fire Department's got 2 outs on these guys, and and see if they can get this last third out. Get past those first 2 innings, those first 2 jittery innings, and see if they can put something solid on the field themselves.
Rodriguez hits it out to right field. Looks like it won't be a problem for Cody Connolly. Gets under it just before, a little bit below the warning track, and that's 3 outs for the police officers. That's the end of 2. Coming up for the firefighters, they'll look to take the lead right here in the bottom of the second at the 14th annual Bravest vs. Finest charity baseball game.
Morning, I will say this, even a little hiccup, Rojas missing that play, they still kept their composure. They're still able to make that maxed out, which is what they needed. And I think George's going into the dugout to do a little interview.
And we're back at the 14th annual Finest vs. Bravest charity baseball game. Erik Ricken on the mound right now, going to the cleanup hitter, Todd Shuchuk. And you were saying in the break, one of the originals.
He's one of the original 6 members of the Chicago Fire Department baseball team. Todd's probably one of the best hitters I've seen in this league.
And that, despite the fire department's success in other sports, Shuchuk being one of the original baseball players, he definitely wants to get a W today.
He takes, just like anybody else, on that fire department team, they take pride. They take pride in what they do for a living. They take pride in playing baseball. And I'll tell you what, you want to see a pure hitter, you just look at Todd Shuchuk right there. He's probably one of the best left-handed hitters in this league.
He's fallen behind 0-2 right now. Watches a ball go on the outside. Good eye, you can tell right there by experience. Down 0-2. Not worried too much. Sees the ball go right by him. Doesn't even flinch at it. 1-2 count right now.
With experience comes patience. That's all I can say. As Todd gets a hold of one, but I think it's just he got under it a little too much.
Looks like the ball is flat out to left center. Fahey, the center fielder for the police department, gets under it. We've seen a couple balls driven out to the outfield today, but the outfielders really haven't had to work too hard for them. A lot of it looks like players are just getting under them just a little bit. Not a lot of liners.
Well, they're still getting underneath a lot of these pitches right now. You got to start swinging through the ball, not at the ball. And once that happens, they'll start getting those into being line drives instead of pop-ups.
Clay Whitley, the DH for the fire department, steps in right now. Looking to give the fire department, they're still looking for their first base runner of the day.
Clay's got to show a little bit more patience, not chasing after bad pitches like that. That was a real bad changeup that fooled him. He's got to be a little bit more patient.
Yeah, you can tell pulled the string on him a little bit on that one.
No, absolutely. He knows better, too. He's a good ball player in his own rights.
Watches another ball go outside on him. Makes it a 2-1 count, He's trying to get that. A lot of these baseball players, they're maybe they're a little too amped up. They're trying to get the lead all themselves. They don't want to, got the power swing. They're not actually thinking base hits. They're going for the glory.
Well, the idea is to get base runners, and that's what the fire department's looking to do. They're trying to get their base runners. Wow, that fool played big time.
He thought he had his past first base, but that curve just broke at the right point. breaks it down 2-strike count.
So we're back to a full count at this point.
Handcuffed him right on the inside. Right on the fist. He swings and a miss, and it's a strikeout for Erik Ricken. Just like I think maybe he sees Rojas on the other side, dealing, and he's proven that he is some good stuff himself.
Both these pitchers are trying to jam everybody on the inside corner, and the problem is you got to be patient. You got to make sure that you're not swinging anything that's going to handcuff you. It's going to make you pop it up or strike out.
Jason Durbin, the third baseman for the department, steps in. The right-handed hitter backs him. See his first pitch strikeout on him, and that's the thing that Ricken's been having good form so far. He's not getting behind in a lot of these counts against these hitters.
That's a shot down center field. That's a base hit.
Falls right in front of the center fielder, and we got our first hit of the ball game for the Braves.
So the Braves got one man on right now, and you got Scotty Davis up the plate. Scotty's one of those players that can really hit the ball. So hopefully we can see the CFD really get their base runners on the base pass here tonight.
Davis, the center fielder for the Braves, steps into the plate, and that with base runners the way they've been, whenever you get one on, you have to make a count tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
Another first pitch strike for Ricken on there. He's hitting the outside of the plate, hitting the inside. Then both these pitchers have done a real good job of switching up their placement. You even see Ricken out there positioning his defense the way he wants and telling Macias to go more towards the foul line.
Well, you notice that Ricken's actually threw the last two batters changeups on the first pitch. So maybe that's a telltale sign for the next batter to know that, hey, he's going to throw another changeup. Let's sit on it and take it to the opposite field or something. Right back with that pitch that handcuffed everybody. I mean, I'm amazed that nobody's staying away from that inside curveball.
And I think it's just a matter of time before we see a broken bat the way he's jamming everybody on the inside. 1-2 count right now on Davis. The police department looking to get out of this inning with this pitch right here.
Durbin's taking a lead in. Rickens goes right to first base on him. He took too big of a step off first base for Ricken's liking, I guess.
Yeah. You think is Durbin a threat on the base pass? You think he's looking to steal?
Not even close. You could put a turtle out there and he'd get to second base before Durbin does.
Davis, there we go.
Oh, he sliced one.
It's a blooper to right field, but right there was Macias, positioned perfectly by Ricken a couple pitches before it, and that's 3 outs. With it after 2 0-0 shutout baseball right here, Finals vs. Braves 14th annual charity baseball game at U.S. Cellular Field.
Hey, I'm sitting here with Billy Carlton. Billy, tell me, how do you see the game going so far?
It's going all right. We're playing good defense right now. That's what we need. Play good defense. It'll be a tough game.
I mean, you guys kept your composure when Rojas missed that pop-up in the infield, and you guys seem to keep your composure and got that third out. How do you feel about that?
Good. It's going to be a low-scoring game if we play well like we're doing right now. Keep doing that, it'll be a good close game. I really do that. If we get flushed, we'll have a hard time getting back, but hopefully we'll flush for them.
All right, George, coming back to you.
And here we go, Mark Downs, George Bliss right here, kicking off the third inning in the 14th annual Braves vs. Finals charity baseball game. So far, we've seen a pitcher's duel, scoreless through 2 right now. 1 hit apiece for each team. And coming up for the police department, we have Eric Diaz leading off the top of the third inning.
Well, this is a captain. This game could go 0-0 because the pitching this year on the fire team has been better. It's always moderately good, but it's been much better so far. So they want to win so bad because they've lost the last couple of years. So let's see what Coach and Captain Eric Diaz can do. Matter of fact, Eric's the one that sends out all the emails and all the Facebooks and all the meetings. He's quite a police officer. I hope someday you see him up there way, way high up because he's got the if for it. He's got all the qualities of a high-ranking police officer to really run our city. He's quite well respected and does a great job with his teams.
And with that, Diaz hits it right over the second base, and it bloops in for a hit to the right fielder. Cody Connolly fields it. Diaz takes a turnaround first, and then he goes back with his single. And you were talking about his leadership before that. He's setting the table right now for the police department right here on top of the third.
Yeah, Cody Connolly charged it. I thought Cody might have a chance, but I think he didn't want to overrun it. So, Erik did it first, and it's a good single for Erik. So here's Lamberg.
Yeah, Lamberg's the DH for the police department. He has Diaz on first. Decent leadoff. Takes the pitch inside ahead of the count 1-0.
I don't know where the ump is. I know the ump is calling high strikes, and Spiro agrees, but it's a little odd, but it's a little bit wider than normal and inside.
Yeah, he's given Rojas the corner so far, but a lot of that is a credit to Rojas. He's pitched pretty well so far, owning everything. He's mixed up his pitches pretty well. There was a nice breaking ball there. He's shown that he can get everything over pretty much anywhere he wants, and that's a credit. He has 3 strikeouts already.
Is this the year that the fire department starts giving these guys in blue a run? We'll find out here.
We got Lamberg takes one off the shoulder and jogs down to first base, showing no pain. You can't let the fire department see you sweat after you get hit in that one.
No, I think the ball got away. When you let it go,
it did get away from it. You can see where his release point was. It came off a little too high, which allowed the ball to get pushed towards the inside plate, which actually ended up hitting him. So,
now this is the most dangerous position either team has been in all day. Runners on first and second for the police for the police department, and now they're at top of the order. Marco Acevedo coming up with 2 runners on. He's their star, and he's looking to get a little bit of redemption after striking out in the first.
Now you got to remember, Acevedo did play in college, so he's going to be your most person to get on base. No, I would look for the bunt. George is right. George gave me a little signal like he's going to bunt. I agree with George. I think he's going to bunt, and you got to be careful. You got to make sure that your players play in both the corners.
Got to be careful though, because if bunts are tricky if you don't make the plays.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more, George. So Rojas has got to be very careful how he pitches to him right now.
He shook off that signal.
You see him shook off. He's ready to go. He wants to get up against Acevedo. And there we go. He squares around a bunt, gets down the third base line. First and Dorman makes play. He gloves it, throws it to first. Gets the out in the first, but productive out for Acevedo, getting both runners to advance into scoring position.
Obviously, a perfectly laid bunt.
You could not ask for a better place. That was textbook bunt. That you couldn't ask for a better placement of the ball. You had to force Durbin all the way in because Rojas couldn't get to it fast enough. You can't have Healy go out because in case the runner makes that turn, you had to go to first base, and everybody did their job correctly. Acevedo laid down a perfect bunt for perfect placement for this run.
Now, Erik Ricken coming in right now, looking to help his own cause. Got a base hit, probably scores 2. He's pitched really well so far. We'll see what he can do with the stick. Watching the first pitch go outside, taking command of the count 1-0.
This is the big key right here. He's got to get this out. This is the one out that you need right here. If you can get Rickens out, you still got that open bag at first to come up before your big power hitters get up there. So you got to get this out. This is a big key out.
2-0 count right now, so Ricken's in. He basically has the ability, he can watch one go by if he wants to. Fly ball, probably scores a run with Diaz at third base, and then.
Well, here's the thing: Rojas cannot lose his composure at this point.
There we go. We got ground ball at second base. Zorni gets in front, gets the out, but the damage is done. Diaz scores, and the runner advances to third. So police department with the first run of the game goes up 1-0 right here in the top of the third.
Although Zorni barbled the ball, the problem was if he was able to field it cleanly, he would have been able to keep Diaz at third. Look the runner back, make the play at first. Unfortunately, he ended up bobbling the ball.
Yeah, especially after making such a great play in the first. You're a little bit surprised to see him bobble it, but. At least you got one out, and then now it's up to Rojas to get Fahey out here and just limit the damage to 1 run.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more, Marty. You got to get this guy out because you have your power hitter and coming up afterwards. Macas, you can't let that guy get up to the plate with runners on.
Especially they've already seen Rojas pitch to him once, so they maybe they're figuring a couple things out right now. They know where the pitches are going, looking at the arm slot, and. There we go, first ball in the dirt, 1-0 count against Fahey.
The big thing right now is not to lose your composure. I mean, especially for Rojas. He's got to be able to stay his ground and continue to pitch those great pitches that he's been throwing all game.
And Fahey puts a charge, and that ball's deep.
That's a deep one.
But Vitus is chasing to the left, and that ball's gone.
Ground rule double. It went over the fence. Ground rule double.
Ground rule double. So took a hop before.
And get Garry McCarthy.
That's right now is you cannot let the Chicago Fire Department lose control. And we're going to go to George right now. He's going to talk to you.
That was a shot.
That was awesome, wasn't it? I thought that was going to go out, Superintendent.
I thought it was gone. That guy's not a big guy either. He's hitting third, so he's probably a pretty good hitter, obviously. Huh?
That goes out. They really get crazy down at the headquarters. This is what makes it so great.
Yeah.
That's major league stuff. Though.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? If he would have hit it out, that would have made him for about a month. He would have been walking on air.
And the scrubber goes off. Thanks, Superintendent. We got some great action here. Garry McCarthy cheering on his team. Big shot there. Big hit there. Back to Marty and Spiro.
Hey, George had a nice little interview with Commander McCarthy over there, and now we're getting back to the ball game here.
Yeah, Fahey out at second base after easily the best hit of the night. Ground rule double to the left. And here's the power hitter you were talking about. Macias struck out in the first. Has a runner in scoring position. You know he wants to get him in there to get another run on the board for the police department.
Yeah, at this point, Chicago Fire Department cannot lose their composure. The Braves have got to stand their ground. They got to get this third out right now. And Rojas has got to start throwing strikes.
There's another hit. Looks like that's going to split the gap between right and center. Macias takes the round first base, going in for two. Runner in at home. And Fahey scores after his double, back-to-back doubles for the police department, make it 3-0 for the finest right now over the Bravest.
You know, like I said before, Max is your best hitter out there for the police department, and you know he hurt them again. You know, when it counted, it counted. He put out a nice double, scored another run. Looks like the finest are up 3-0, and
especially with a base open, you have to be a little more careful to Macias because a walk doesn't necessarily hurt you there with just one runner on second.
Right now, Rojas has got to bear down and start throwing strikes to Montal.
Catcher's in steps in the right-hand batter's box. We talked about before, he's rocking the pink bat tonight. Sees the first pitch go, ball one on him.
Marty, is it me or did you notice that Montal is curling the plate a little bit?
Yeah, he's
the ball to the outside corner. He stepped all the way into the inside part of the batter's box.
He struck out in the first, so maybe he's making a little bit of adjustment. And there's the second hitter that Rojas has hit. So that's all crowding the plate a little bit, but he takes one off the shoulder again.
Yeah, I don't like the way these guys are crowding the plate now. It's
number 16,
making Rojas a little jittery. I can see.
Anthony Varchetto.
Now Anthony Varchetto comes in. Now he has two runners on. Great inning so far for the police department with the aid of two doubles, two hit batsmen so far, and fire department just right now trying to get out of this inning, try to get their bats and try to even it up. Looks like we got a pinch runner coming in. Acevedo's coming in. Courtesy runner.
For the catcher.
And Acevedo's a guy with some speed, so if there's another ball that's hitting the gap, you need to watch him because he's going to be flying on the base paths.
At this point, the Chicago Fire Department should be playing a little bit deeper just to make sure nothing goes behind them. It looks like Rojas is sending a message, don't crowd the plate anymore.
Yeah, after a couple of hit batters, he looks like he's trying to take over the inside the plate, yelling at these players that he has the right to it just as much as they do.
It looks like McLaughlin's going out into the into the bullpen to start warming up for the Chicago Fire Department.
Puts a charge into right field. Will Conley get there? He takes a dive and it gets by him. One run is in. Acevedo looks, he's coming in too after the double by Varchetto. That's two more for the finest, making it 5-0 right now.
Finally took a bad angle on that fly ball. That should have been a routine fly ball. And I'm surprised Cody's a much better ball player than that. He should have had that. He unfortunately misplayed it, and this is what the fire department did not want to see or did not want to happen is watch themselves unravel here tonight.
After the first two innings of pretty much perfect baseball by the fire department and their defense, Rojas has let a couple pitches get away from him, and his defense not helping him up on that one, costing themselves 2 runs, but there's still 2 outs right now.
Yeah, I'm
trying to get out of this inning. And Bars puts a charge in left field. Nice snag by Budvitas out there. Leader taking charge, putting an end to the inning. That's a 5 spot for the Finest as they take the lead in the bottom of the third. 5-0 right here at the 14th annual Bravest vs. Finest charity baseball game at U.S. Cellular Field. After a big top half of the inning by the police department, scoring 5 runs, it's now the fire department's chance to answer. Right now they got their second baseman, Kevin Gisorni, trying to get a leadoff hitter, get somebody on base, get some offense going. 5-0, that's a lot of runs, but it's still pretty early for the fire department.
Marty, you know what? Gisorni's got to be patient there. Don't try to get everything all at once. Be patient at the plate. Get your counts. He's already fallen behind with an 0-2 count. I mean, the Bravest already sent McLaughlin and Mark Johnson to the bullpen. I don't know if that's it for Rojas tonight, but big 5 runs for the Chicago Police Department in the 3rd inning. It's damage has been done.
Now, you don't have to try to get all 5 in this inning. 1 or 2 right here would be perfect.
I'll bring it right back, all right?
Yep. 1-2 count right now for the second baseman. And I think that's the problem. I mean, the fire department they've had a couple hitters on base, but they're always with 1 or 2 outs, so there's not a chance to advance them at all. And 1 out, they're done. So this is a big batter, try to get some of the momentum back for the Bravest.
I agree, Marty. What they need to do is show a little bit more patience at the plate, get their cuts in when they need to. Don't swing at bad pitches. And look, he's already got the count back to 2-2 at this point. Now he's got the pitcher nervous. Pitcher's already stepped off the mound. He's trying to collect himself, trying to figure out what to throw next. These guys aren't chasing anything anymore.
Everybody clap your hands. Clap your hands.
Ricken with the windup and the pitch on the 2-2 pitch. Outside, umpire says he went. Gisorni disagrees with him, but he walks back to the plate. So another strikeout for Erik Ricken. He's having a pretty good ball game on the mound so far for the Bravest. And now that brings up Mark Johnson, number 32, the DH for the fire department.
I take it back. You got Tommy Boyd in the bullpen as well with Mike McLaughlin, not Mark Johnson. Mark's got that big cut. Mark's one of those really big players. He's 6'3", about 200 pounds plus, and you probably bench press a Buick. He gets a hold of one of these, that's pretty much gone. As he fouled up one back here right by us.
And he's quickly behind 0-2, but yeah, you could just tell he looks like one of those guys, if he gets a hold of the ball, it's going to go a long way. And that's what the fire department needs right now. They need to get a couple extra base hits and see what they can do.
The whole key behind this is right now is to make sure these guys get their swings and swing at good pitches. Not chasing anything in the dirt, nothing chasing away. Just keep their composure and get on base. They need base runners at this point.
There you go. He chases a rep the middle, but Ricken fields his own position pretty well and throws it over to Bars at first, and 2 up, 2 down right now with
the big man himself coming up the bat.
Miguel Morel is coming up to plate. The number
42. Miguel Morales. He's got a great little swing on him as well, but again, like I was telling you before, they need to be patient at the plate. Don't be swinging anything in the dirt.
And there's the first pitch. Ricken dives for it, feels his position, throws to the first, gets away from the first baseman. Morales going to second, looks like it goes out of play. So fire department been waiting for a break. Ricken looks a little sore. I don't know if he's just frustrated or he hurt himself diving to stop that grounder. Maybe did a little too much, but at the very end, Morales ends up on second base. And that's all that matters for the fire department right now as they go to the top of the lineup. Henry Valdez coming up to shortstop.
So Valdez has got to be patient at the plate. I've been saying that all along this inning. They got to be patient. They got 2 outs, man on second. This is the best scoring position they've been all night. So Valdez has got to make contact with this ball and put it in place somewhere where the policemen aren't pointing.
And you have to worry about, Ricken, maybe he gets what happened to Rojas last inning, gets a little frustrated and starts making a couple mistakes now with a runner on second base, and you see that first pitch ball. Easily not one of the sharpest balls he's thrown all night.
But I don't see Morales being a threat in the base path. Just be honest, he's a little bit of a big guy, but I don't think he's going to be a threat in the base path.
Takes this. Looks like I don't know if Ricken's still a little shaken up from that play, but he keeps clutching his rib. I don't know what's necessarily wrong. It took us a quick step off the mound. Now he's back in. 1-0 count to Valdez.
Oh, that's a foul ball right, Belvis.
Goes right back in the tunnel behind us.
Honestly, I think there's something wrong with Rickens. Just the way his delivery was, it looks like he short-armed that pitch. I think he hurt himself. I think he might tweak something, and I think he might need, come out of the game here. You don't want to cause too much damage to yourself. Got to remember, their real jobs are to protect the city, not to play professional baseball.
Right, yeah, nobody warming up right now for the finest. We'll see what happens between innings. He's looking to get out of it right now. Throws a ball that's popped up in between the first and second baseman. Nobody calls it before Bars finally takes it. That's four batters up there. Only one error. Runner gets to second base, but doesn't get any farther. 5-0 finest leading the Bravest right now in the 14th annual charity baseball game here at U.S. Cellular Field. And we're back here at the 14th annual Bravest vs. Finest charity baseball game. After 3 innings, the Finest leads the Bravest 5-0. Rojas still on the mound for the fire department with Rodriguez, Diaz, and Lamberg due up. And now we're going over to George Bliss for an interview.
And we're here with Kenny O'Brien, and you know Erik Diaz pretty well. He's a heck of a player. Kenny O'Brien, tell us about your team these days and what's going on.
Sure, George. Yeah, Erik Diaz, great baseball player. Our team, the Tinley Park Rangers, we're actually doing the same thing on the police side. We're having a charity game this Sunday at the Windy City Thunderbolts out in Crestwood, hosting it for the American Cancer Society of Tinley Park. And he got plunked going on the first base line. It was kind of. Was it a purpose pitch, George?
Rojas has hit about 3 players. Back to Marty and Sparrow.
Yeah, I think that was the second time Rodriguez actually got plunked. I think he got plunked in his last one, too. I think that might be...
I think they're going to start getting a little nervous. I mean, Rojas has hit 3 batters at this point. You got to ask yourself, when's the time to be pulled or when's the time to have that nice conversation with him by home plate umpire?
Yeah, there are 2 dueling arms in the bullpen right now for the fire department. So this might be Rojas' last inning if he can make it through it unharmed. We got Erik Diaz coming up to plate. He had a single in his last at-bat.
He hit that looper in right field, I believe.
Yep, right. That just escaped, just got down barely. So Rodriguez on first, taking a couple steps off the back, trying to get a decent lead. Here's a pitch by Rojas.
I'm really shocked that nobody's tried stealing it all in this game.
Yeah, you figure, I don't know, maybe they're just afraid of the arm behind the plate. We were talking about Healy has a lot of experience. He's checking all these runners. And I think they're just trying to avoid the embarrassment of being thrown out. There's a baller up the middle. Looks like it's tailor-made for a double play. And there you have it right there. Valdez to Gizorni to Shuwick, no problem.
I mean, Marty, you couldn't ask for anything more beautiful than a nice double play, from Valdez to Gizorni to Suchak,
Yeah, just dial it up. I think that's what Rojas needed after a rough third inning where he gave up 5 and then hit in the first batter. Defense helping out a little bit. Give him an easy double play, 2 outs, and then fire department looking to get their bats back up here. Mark Lamberg, the DH, stepping in to bat for the police department.
It looks like Rojas has settled down a little bit. He's back to his form first 3 innings. Got better control than he did in the last inning. Hopefully, see what happens. He's got 2 outs right now. He's ahead of the batter. Doesn't even get this last out.
This is one of those things where it's just kind of snowballs. You get up 1 hit, then you get up another.
Right.
Defense, they make an error. It's hard to recover, and next thing you know, you're down 5. But there you go. There's the type of pitch he was hitting in the first 2 innings right there. On the corner, 0-2. Now he's 1 strike away from a clean inning right here.
I mean, I'm going to say if this is his last inning, he's going to go out with a statement. He's going to throw that fastball right past him.
He's got to load up. You expect some gas here against Lamberg. Lamberg gets a piece of it, but it's going to foul territory. Healy chases after it, but goes behind the first base dugout.
So if it was me, I was back on that mound, I'd throw a nice changeup right at him.
Yeah, he's been throwing. He's been painting the corners so far this at bat. You figure you can you have either a changeup or a breaking ball, switch speeds on Lamberg, and you can probably get him in that aggressive 0-2 count, probably get him chasing a bad pitch here.
Well, and he's got at least 3 pitches to give away. Just nothing over the plate.
Lamberg dives at one. It's flying out to center field in between the shortstop and center fielder. Scott Davis with a nice catch, avoiding his own shortstop, Valdez. They're both trying to get out there, but important thing is they got the out. Scoreless inning, and after the one-hit batsman, we're going into the bottom of the fourth. 5-0 finest over the Bravest right here at U.S. Cellular Field.
As we got George Bliss going into the police department.
Okay, we're here with Lamberg. Going so far pretty well. Rojas has hit a couple of your players. You guys took advantage of it.
We did, and putting the ball in play and taking advantage of their mistakes. A couple of big hits when we need it. Ricken's pitching a gem. So
we're a little concerned. Did he twist a little bit, or is he's fine? He's a young guy. Is he okay? Did he injure himself in that pop-up?
Oh, he's fine. He's okay.
A nice fastball. Did he play college ball? This guy's got some speed.
Yeah, he pitched at Lewis University several years ago.
All right, very good. Beautiful crowd, beautiful. Boy, the weather held off, thank God. Huh?
Absolutely. Couldn't ask for a better evening. The weather held off for us. So far, so good. Good crowd out here. And good cause, good baseball all around.
We'll return to Marty and Big Spiro right behind home plate.
And here we go. We're right here right now in the top of the bottom half of the fourth inning. With the fire department looking to get some runs here. They're down 5 right now. Tom Healy, their big catcher, stepping in, trying to get a leadoff base runner for him.
He reaches for it, and it dribbles down the third base line, but it's foul.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit in the last inning about whether or not Ricken tweaked something before finally finishing out the third, but you heard it with George's report over there. He's a young kid. He'll be all right. Pitched over at Lewis University, so you know that he wants to stay in here for at least a couple more innings. There's nobody warming up in the police department bullpen right now. Unsure about what's going to happen with Rojas in the top half of the fifth.
Well, it looks like McLaughlin's running in from the bullpen or the fire department, so it might be McLaughlin in for Rojas the next inning. From what I can tell right now, we don't know yet.
Yeah, there had been dueling arms warming up. Pat Healy's still in the batter's box, 0-1 count, watches. Ump gives it to him on the outside corner, and Tom Healy finds himself down behind 0-2 against a very dangerous Ricken.
Well, the idea here is to get Healy on with Big Tony Budvitis back up. That's a nice shot.
Healy hits it right over to Acevedo. One hops out of his glove. Nice stretch by Bars, gets him out at first, and Healy's put a couple good balls in play, but the defense each time has got him out at first.
You can hear that shot off of Healy's bat. That was a good crack at the bat, I'll tell you that much. But right now you got Big Tony Budvitis at the plate, and this is the guy that everybody gets nervous about. So let's see what Tony can do against Rickens here.
Yeah, he was a little over anxious in his first at bat. He had the infield pop up. He's looking to adjust to it. And
look at that shot down at third base.
Harris just right there in position, almost caught it just out of self-defense there, and that's 2 quick outs for the Chicago Fire Department.
Well, and now you got Todd Suchak off the bat. Again, one of the original 6 that are left on this team from the very beginning.
Yeah, he put a nice ball out to center field in his first at bat, so he's had one of the better hit balls off Ricken today.
Oh yeah. I like how Ricken's pitches, they tail out on lefties,
And if Ricken was hurt, he's showing no signs of it in the fourth inning right here. Another ball fouled off and another 0-2 count, and we've been talking about it all night. Ricken just not getting behind hitters. We talk about them being patient. It's hard to be patient when you find yourself down 0-2 every at bat.
Right. Like we talked about earlier in the game, you got to show your patience here. And nice shot by. Oh my God! Look at that.
Right there, Bars, right down over the bag. Bars takes it, snags it, and that's 3 up, 3 down for the fire department. Fire department find themselves down 5 at the end of 4. We're here at the 14th annual Bravest vs. Finest charity baseball game at U.S. Cellular Field. We'll be right back. Back here at the top of the 5th inning in the 14th annual Bravest vs. Finest charity baseball game at U.S. Cellular Field. Doug Anderson steps into the batter's box for the police department, leading 5-0.
I still see they have Rojas in the game pitching for the fire department. For the fire department.
Rojas is he's pitched a strong game outside the third. If you just take that 5-run third out of it, where he hit a couple batters, defense let him down on one play.
Well, Conley had bending on that one fly ball.
Right, that cost 2 runs.
Yeah.
Doug Anderson, I think he's our first pinch hitter today coming in right now. He's listed as a second baseman on the finance roster. We'll see who he came in for.
Well, I'm going to look at it this way. You figure Erik Diaz is probably going to get most of these guys in. That's a nice pop fly to center field. Looks like Davis has got a...
Looks like Gisorni got it out of there. Second baseman going out to center field got it. And I'm pretty sure Anderson was pinching in for Lamberg right there. Acevedo coming up to plate again.
You got to start looking at this point in the game that Diaz is going to start platooning his guys in and out of the game. Get more guys play time. More guys to enjoy playing on a major league ballpark like US Cellular Field here.
Right, you want to try to get everybody at least, maybe 1 or 2 at bats, a couple innings in the field, but you're going to leave. You imagine a guy like Acevedo, the shortstop. He's probably going the distance.
He will go the distance. As he swung at a really bad pitch there. I'm surprised he actually got a piece of that one.
He's a little jacked up, and even though he doesn't have a hit so far today, he had that really nice sac bunt that started things in the third. Perfectly placed between the pitcher and the third baseman that got the runners to second and third, and basically kick-started the 5-run inning.
Marty, I will say, though, he put a textbook bunt down better than I've seen in a long time here.
Acevedo not happy with that call, falls behind 0-2.
Inside corner, did you see that? He was not happy at all.
Marchandeo he's been pretty consistent, though. He's been basically calling that pitch for everybody. Rojas has at least been getting that call all night, so don't think Acevedo should be surprised at all. It looks like he almost dared the ump to call a third strike on that one with his reaction. 1-2 count right now, 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning at US Cellular Field. The Finest lead the Bravest 5-0. Pitch just outside, just a little bit outside there. 2-2 evens it up.
There was Rojas' 2 pitches to give away. Now he's got to come back with something strong. Either he's got to let Acevedo hit it, put it in play, or he's got to make him foul it off, go after him again with another pitch.
And the only time we've seen Rojas struggle is, maybe when he overthinks things or one thing goes wrong. So all the bases are open. He has a 2-2 count. Acevedo gets pops up to the third baseman, and Durbin gets it no problem. So there's 2 quick outs against the police department, who outside the third inning really haven't been able to put much offensively. And as we get the pitcher versus pitcher matchup right now, Erik Ricken stepping into the left-handed batter's box.
I will say this much: Durbin was in foul territory. So if that ball dropped, there's no harm, no foul, no pun intended. But sure hands to Durbin, he got that out, which we're very pleased to see. That at least we're 2 outs here at the top of the 5th inning. You got the pitcher up to the plate, pitcher's duel.
Yep, Ricken in his last at bat was the one he had the ground ball to Gisorni. He bobbled a little bit that allowed the first runner to get in.
It only takes one. And unfortunately, that was the one for Gisorni.
Falls it back hard, and it's another 0-2 count against the police department here. 1 strike away from getting to the bottom of the 5th, and it's just a matter of time before the fire department's bats warm up.
I'm gonna say Rojas is gonna throw a nice changeup right here, just fool him completely.
There's the breaking ball outside. Took a lot off it, but like we were talking about in the previous at bat, 1-2, you got a couple waste pitches. Try to get the guy to chase, get a strikeout or just a dribbler, an easy out.
It's a setup pitch. You set him up. You're gonna throw it outside. He's gonna creep up against the plate, and next thing you'll throw one inside, and you strike him out. Prime example. He threw that first pitch outside. He came back with an inside pitch. He fouled it away. It's a setup pitch. He'll throw another one on the outside corner, come back on the inside to hopefully get him out.
He's shown the ability to go inside and outside against both lefties and righties. He has a great off-speed pitch, and in the couple times where he's had to put a little bit extra, he's put some heat on it and blown it by people.
He's got good command of his pitches, and you can see, like we were talking about, he's going inside, outside, inside, outside. He just threw another pitch on the inside corner, and Ricketts fouled it down the first base line. The whole idea here now is to confuse him. So we went inside, outside, inside, outside. He just came back with an inside pitch, confuse him even more, go back to an inside pitch, strike him out, pop him up, throw it on his hands.
And here's the delivery on the pitch. High pitch, another setup pitch. I mean, now it's 2-2. You kind of have to hunker down and.
You still got that one pitch to throw away.
Right.
You got to remember, you still got that third ball to give away. So here he goes in his windup. See what he serves up to Rickens. Outside pitch.
Outside pitch now. Battle all the way back to a full count. Pitcher versus pitcher battle. Full count. 2 outs right now in the top of the 5th inning. Police department leading 5-0 right here.
And Rickens is showing very good patience at the plate. He's waiting for his pitch. He's not swinging anything that he shouldn't be.
He got behind early. He's battled back. We'll see. Here's the decisive pitch. Outside, he takes ball 4.
Walked him. I mean, you got to give it to Rickens. He showed patience. He swung at what needed to be swung at. He foul tipped everything off. He did not allow anybody, any bad pitches to get him.
Moreno's running for Ricken. He's taking the AB slot.
And it looks like Bobby Perino's coming in for Ricken, so that means Ricken's night is done. He's taking the
pinch runner. He's doing a pinch runner for
just the AB spot. So okay, so Ricken will still be pitching. Get the courtesy. Don't want to get your pitcher injured. And you saw that in that last at bat, maybe Ricken as the pitcher knew exactly what Rojas was thinking. Balls fouled out to first base.
Check nice play there at first base.
So no problem. Another scoreless inning for the fire department, but they still find themselves down 5-0 going into the bottom of the 5th right here at the 14th annual Bravest vs. Finest charity baseball game at U.S. Cellular Field. Bottom of the 5th here at the 14th annual Bravest vs. Finest charity baseball game. Finest up 5-0. Clay Whitty, the DH for the fire department, steps in, looking to get a couple base runners right here. Ricken still in the game for the police department. He's pitched to Gem so far.
I mean, why would you take him out? I mean, you got past that little jitter spot when he came off the mound, a little funny, and threw out that runner at first base. But it seems like he's got his composure back. And why would you pull him if he's doing such a great job? Riley with a nice shot down the right field side.
It's against over the head of Macias, right to the warning track. Macias, that's it. Makes a nice throw back into second base, holding the base runner to only a single.
That is the longest single I've ever seen. Although Clay's probably one of the slower runners.
Yeah, he won't be mistaken for a speed demon, but that still was a nice play by Macias out there to get the ball in quickly after overrunning the ball at first.
I think Clay needs some oxygen at first base. He ran so slow.
That brings up Jason Durbin steps in with a runner on first right now.
I think I could time Clay Whiteley with a sundial out by the time he got to first base. It's already Saturday. No, I love Clay. He's a good guy. He's probably one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet on the fire department team. I like to get around with the guys. I've known them for so many years. I've played baseball with them for so many years. It's fun giving them a lot of grief.
And Durbin goes right up the middle. Ricken fields the position and fields the second for the first out. Turns it to first, and we got the 1-6-3 double play. Great play by, I believe that was Acevedo on the turn there.
I mean, to Ricken's Acevedo to first. I mean, oh my God. It's like poetry in motion. Unfortunately, it's,
And it just continues the firefighters' bad luck. They can't really catch a break, whether it's in the field or at bat. And Ricken, even though he had the one mishap where he almost hurt himself, he's fielded his position pretty well. He didn't rush the throw there.
You notice that he fielded that pitch across his body with his glove. That's a great play right there by Rickens. I'll give him that much. You got Scotty Davis up at the plate right now, your center fielder. Probably one of your faster runners on the team here. Let's see if he can get something going.
Flew out to left in his only at bat. Got 2 outs, and he just throws a nice shot liner right up the middle. Fahey grabs it in center, and now they got another runner on first base.
I mean, at least look, the fire department's got 3 hits right now. They're starting to get their hits. It's making Rickens a little nervous here that he's giving up back-to-back hits. You got Gisorni up right now. Hopefully we can get something going here for the fire department team. Make this game a little bit more interesting. What do you say, Mark?
Gisorni, decent day out in the field so far. Doesn't have any errors. The one play may have cost them a run. And runner on first, looking for a little bit of redemption. Showed bunt on it. Ball 1 against him, and this is his chance to do some damage with the bat.
I'm going to say, if he's showing bunt, they're going to probably end up stealing that on this next pitch.
Yeah, maybe we'll see the fire department, get a little more aggressive right now.
Because if you look at them, they're starting to draw in the corners, trying to hold the runner on at first. And now regularly he's trying to figure out, what am I going to throw next?
Yeah, you see Jordan look down to the third base coach, try to get the signs. Maybe you get aggressive, call for a hit and run. You got to get some runners in motion. 2 outs, 2-0 count. Pickoff move to first. And Davis is back with no problem after a head first slide.
I'm telling you, Ricken's a little nervous at this point. I mean, yeah, you got a lefty pitcher there, and it's easier to pick off a guy at first, but, you know, Scotty Davis has got some pretty good wheels on him, so if he's going to go, he's gonna make second base very easily.
And you can tell the runner on first is distracted. We saw Ricken, he already did his first pickoff move, and now he's down 3-0 against the batter. First time we've seen that all night.
And you know what? You know, looking at third base coach Matt Bonley's giving him signals, making Ricken's a little nervous there.
Yeah, making Ricken think more than just the guy at home. When really in a two-out situation, that's all he threw. Ball 4 on 4 pitches. Didn't have to take the bat off his shoulder. Now you got runners first and second, 2 out. Best position the fire department's been in all night.
The young kid, Cody Conley, up at the plate, the right fielder.
Cody Conley made one mistake in right, and this is his chance. He has runners on first and second.
You know, hopefully Cody can get some good wood on that ball and put it somewhere where, you know, CPD's not playing.
Ricken takes a look back at second.
Look where he's playing.
He's
already in the grass.
The second, the runner at second, Davis can basically take as big of a lead as he wants. Acevedo is not holding him. The second baseman Diaz is shading a little bit over there, but there's still plenty of room for him. Diaz gives him a look, wind up in the pitch.
Cody looks too anxious. Come on, Cody, don't swing anything you don't want to.
And after a 4-pitch walk to the previous batter, Ricken's bounced back pretty nicely, up 0-2 right now against Conley. We'll see what he has in store. He basically can throw wherever he wants right now.
Nice hit.
Conley put some contact into it. It's between the left fielder and shortstop, but Varchetto calls for it. It's his ball. 2 runners on, a couple hits, but the last 0 runs, still a shutout for the Braves. 5-0, the police department lead at the 14th annual charity baseball game right now at the end of 5.
And we're back with Kenny O'Brien. And Kenny, let's continue on about your great game on Sunday.
Yeah, real quick, George. We're Sunday, 3 o'clock at the Thunderbolt Stadium out in Crestwood. We got a band. They start at 3. Gates open up at 3. First pitch is at 4 o'clock. We got the Hall of Famer Billy Pierce coming out. And we got Carlos May coming out. This is a charity game for the American Cancer Society, and we're supporting Tinley Park on this one. A very dear friend. We're supporting her and Stacy Peters and her family, and we hope all could come out. We're going to have great entertainment, a lot of great raffles, and hope to see everybody out there, okay, guys? And we're at the beautiful U.S. Cellular tonight watching the police and firemen. Take it over, George. Thank you.
Okay, back to Marty and Spiro.
And we're back here, 5-0. Police department leading the fire department, coming in the top of the 6th inning. Rojas still on the mound for the fire department. He's had a wild game, a couple of hit batters. The only problem they've had so far is the 3rd inning. That's where they gave up 5 after a couple errors and a couple doubles. Besides that, it's been back and forth pitchers duel. And you have the big power hitting Macias, the right fielder, stepping in the batter's box right now.
This is the guy that you got to be careful with. You don't want to give Macias anything they hit with and get the ball rolling again. It seems like you got him under control. You know, he's got his composure back. He's got him popping out. He's got him grounding out. You know, let's not give up the big hit again and start another rally for the Chicago Police Department here.
Yeah, Macias in his last at bat, he hit that ball that almost went out. Ended up being a ground rule double, but easily the hardest hit ball of the night. You could hear it as soon as it left the bat. Puts another charge into that ball. Looks like it won't be a problem for Budvaitis, though. He's chasing it down and left, gets under it, and that's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, that was warning track power. Tony was at least 10 feet in front of that warning track.
Yeah, you can tell Macias, running off the field. He just missed it, dipped his shoulder a little bit. He's all right. He'll take the 5-0 lead, but you can tell that he was trying to put that one over the fence.
Yeah, you got the catcher up right now.
And he's been hit once today already. I don't know if it's that pink bat, but we're going to see what he has in it. Rojas getting the inside corner again. So, as long as he's been able to start ahead of hitters, he's been really successful tonight.
He does absolutely really well when he gets out of every hitter. And that's which one is a pitcher. You want to get ahead of these guys. And right now he's ahead. No balls, 2 strikes. Now what do you get? What do you serve him up now? Do you serve him a out and away pitch? You throw him a garbage pitch? What do you give him?
Yeah, I think you can give him, a breaking ball outside, and he's shown not to be the most patient hitter tonight. He's probably going to chase it, and there you go, line it right out to shortstop. No problem for Valdez though. He falls to the ground catching it, and there's 2 outs right now for the police department with Marchetto stepping into the box.
I will give this. CPD has been hitting the ball pretty hard. Lately they've been hitting it 2 people, which is good for Chicago Fire Department, but Chicago Fire's got to wake up. They got to wake up those bats.
Forcing the fire department to make some plays in the field, and that's the important thing. I mean, if you're just getting some balls and plays, eventually they're going to find their spots. But the fire department defense helping out Rojas so far this inning at least.
Well, he's ahead of him again. He's got 2 outs, nobody on, 1 ball, no strikes. Between him and Healy, getting the counts right, getting the pitches right. This is a pop fly to center.
You heard that one. That should be no problem for Davis as he camps under it. 3 up, 3 down for the police department in the top of the 6th. Still 5-0. Fire department looking to get something going on the board. Going to the bottom half of the 5th at the 14th annual Finest vs. Bravest charity baseball game right here at U.S. Cellular Field.
I was here with Mark Marks. Mike, I'm sorry. Mike, how do you see your team doing tonight?
I think we're doing excellent behind Ricken's pitching, and the defense has been great. And outside of 1 inning, I'd like to see our bats get started. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, how do you see the fire department doing? I mean, they've been hitting Rickens lately.
They've been hitting him, but at the right spots. Thankfully, that there's somebody there. But I think this might be his last inning. We'll see what he can do this inning.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good luck tonight.
And we're back here at the bottom of the 6th inning. That was just Spiro Francis talking to the police department manager, looking like it could be the last inning for Ricken. We'll see how it goes. So far, he's pitched 5 innings of shutout baseball, giving up only 3 hits, has a handful of strikeouts as well. Defense has made some plays behind him. He's doing a real good job mixing up pitches and everything. We'll see what the fire department can do to try to solve him this inning, bottom of the 6th. Only 3 hits so far. Hasn't walked anybody.
Ricken, right? Ricken.
And you don't know what's the problem. It's just the Ricken's ability to get ahead of these hitters. And coming up on the plate, you have Morales, Valdez, and then Healy. So you're getting the top of the order coming up for the fire department. So this is the time. They've seen him a couple times. So maybe in their 3rd chance against Ricken, they'll be able to figure a couple things out.
Well, you know what? At this point, we got to get those bats alive. They got to start, hitting in the ball. They started making contact with the ball. They've already got 3 hits of the night, but they got to hit it where the Chicago Police Department's not playing for them to get their base runners.
Right, and the important thing is getting these hitters where there's 0 or 1 out, and the few times where they've had it, we've seen a couple double plays turned by the police department tonight. Yeah. Besides that, all the other base runners that come on with 2 outs, so not a lot of pressure on Ricken, who showed last inning. You get a runner on first base, he starts, creeping in the back of the head. He starts worried about them stealing second base, and he doesn't worry about the hitter, and that's when you can make some mistakes as a pitcher.
Well, that's where you get in trouble. Like you say, you don't worry about the runners at first. You're up 5 runs. You worry about the guy at the plate, and it got to him. He walked the next guy. Remember in the last inning? And Morales, is giving him a battle here. He's fouled 3 off. He's got 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hopefully he'll get on base here.
Yeah, and at the very least, even if you don't get on base, these long at bats, they add to the pitch count. And Ricken's already showed, a little tweak. A couple balls have gotten away from him, not as sharp as he was the first couple innings. So maybe you can get in that police department bullpen and do some damage there.
And the funny thing is that there's no one in the police department bullpen warming up.
Yeah, this is they basically handed the keys to Ricken and said, just take us home. We talked. You had the interview in the dugout before. Seeing how this inning goes, he's at a full count right now. This might be his last, but you guarantee that they don't have a pitcher of the quality of Ricken to come in there. Morales puts the ball right over the second baseman's head, but right there, Macias is right there. So once again, another pretty good hit ball, but police department's right there to catch it.
And if Macias wasn't playing, shallow right field, that ball would have been in for a base hit. they're playing the right levels, So you got to give your hats off to the Chicago Police Department. They're playing at the right depths for each hitter. As you can see, they just backed up a little bit now for this next hitter.
Valdez, top the order, grounds it right at Ricken, who once again is showing that glove. Gets another put out at first. That's, maybe 4 or 5 plays where Ricken
made his own outs.
Yeah. He even had a nice double play that he turned himself.
Well, this is going to be the last half inning for Ricken. The kid's pitch a gem, 3-hitter, Superintendent Garry McCarthy. 3-hitter in a Major League park. It's not easy to do.
No, it's not. He's a good athlete. And, for 3 years now I've been watching these guys, and he's also a real good hitter. So, good athlete. He's quite the character on top of it. But, he's doing a real nice job. He's got a real long motion, but he's got a great breaking ball. Did you see the way that thing just dropped off the table?
I can't pick up his changeup. I can't pick up the motion.
Yeah. No, he's a real good pitcher. They're playing a good game. They're playing a good team ball. Defense has been pretty good, and that's why we're up 5-0. Just got to make sure that we get it closed. That's all.
I talked to Acevedo before the game. He played in Puerto Rico and Texas, and he's had a long history. Boy, he's got a lot of baseball background. There's a lot of great players here that could play minor league ball for very certainly, and maybe more.
Yeah. And I told Erik Diaz that I could probably do the 8th for him. You saw my first pitch, right?
Yeah.
I think I could handle an inning. I'm not sure.
It was pretty. I had the gun on you. It was 87. I saw the gun up there.
No, that was the gun on my ankle.
All right, Superintendent Garry McCarthy.
Great night.
Thank you. Yeah, the great Superintendent Garry McCarthy. Let's go back to the broadcast booth.
And with that, we saw Ricken just strike out Tom Healy to end the inning after 6, 5-0. Finest over the Braves. Ricken's day might be done. We'll see what's going on in between innings. We'll be right back, up 5-0 right here at the 14th annual charity baseball game.
Boyd's one of those crafty veterans. He'll sneak it in inside, outside on you, and he'll make you earn your hits.
First pitching change of the night here at U.S. Cellular Field. The Finest leading the Braves 5-0. As we kick off the top of the 7th, we're 2/3 of the way done. We have one last meeting between Healy and the new pitcher Boyd, trying to game plan what they want to do with Bars, the first baseman. He's had a solid day so far in the field, decent day at the plate, and the police department looking to tack on a couple extra insurance runs here.
Marty, if you notice, besides that 3rd inning, it's been shutout baseball for both sides.
There's a lot of zeros on that scoreboard.
And it's just that 1 inning. You take that 1 inning, we're sitting here at 0-0.
So Rojas' day is done. He only gave up 5 hits. He had 3 or 4 hits batsmen, but the first 2 innings he was dealing, he had he had 3 or 4 strikeouts from the first 2 innings. It was just, a couple of problems in the field, a couple hits batsmen, and then 2 big doubles by the police department, and that's how they got 5 runs in that inning. Bars with a ball perfectly placed between the third baseman and shortstop, and then leadoff runners on right here in the top of the 7th.
That ball was rolled between Durbin and Valdez. Right?
Yeah, there's nothing they could do on that ball right there.
He kept his pitches down, and he actually got around on that pitch and split the infield here.
Rodriguez coming up with a runner on first base. He's one guy who's excited that Rojas is out of the game just because his last 2 at bats he's got a hit in the shoulder in both of them, so he at least feels a little more safe in the batter's box right now with Boyd on the mound.
Well, Boyd's not as hard of a thrower as Rojas is. Boyd's more of your Jamie Moyer type of a pitcher. He'll get you on those trick pitches.
A lot of control. And right there,
as you can see, low. That was his fastball. Fastball. And that thing was clocked at 40?
I think it's still coming to the plate.
We clocked him with a sundial when he was younger.
Ball low and outside, and this might help out the fire department. Just the change in speeds can mess with the hitters. They're used to Rojas' speed, and now Boyd comes in. He's more of a, let's say, finesse pitcher. And
finesse, that's a good word. I like that word, finesse.
And so you've just seen this heat go by them. So now, you see the 60-mile-per-hour fastball come. Maybe they can work a double play right now. Would be great for the fire department. Rodriguez skies it in. And in between the second base and right fielder, nobody calls for it. Great play by Jazorni, calls for it, had a chance to double him off on first, but bad throw gets by the first baseman. Number 22, Whitley's moved over to first base for the fire department.
Yeah, Todd Suchek came out. Now Bud Vice is doing the same thing. He's platooning his guys into the field. You've got Mark Johnson out in right field right now, which shifted over Cody Conley to left field, and you still got Scotty Davis in center. But your infield's still the same with Jazorni at second, Valdez at short, and Durbin at third, with the only switch to Whiteley at first base.
So only one out, fire department, and with the tough break there, could have gotten the double play at first. Eric Diaz steps in the batter's box for the police department, the second baseman. He's had a decent day at the plate, and he's had a pretty good glove today, just like everybody has for the police department, helping out Ricken so far in his shutout.
Yeah, right now you just need to get more control of your pitches with Boyd. He's got a 1-1 count on him. He's got one out, man on first. Hopefully he can get Diaz here to ground out to a nice double play and end the inning and get the bats going for the fire department.
Nice pitch right there. Diaz, I think he's just trying to get past the change in pitch speeds between Boyd and Rojas. Some 1-2 count. Boyd, and he's the type of pitcher, with these low pitches inside, tailor-made to get that double play ball for his infielders.
And you have to understand, Diaz is a fastball hitter. He's the type of guy that you don't want to throw a fastball to because he will hurt you with it.
Well, I think with Boyd on the mound, you don't have to worry about that fastball.
That's what's messing everybody up now. Is you got a new pitcher that throws slower, throws more changeup, more breaking balls, more sliders than fastballs. It's confusing all these batters at this point, and you might be able to get a nice double play, but
Diaz hits a charge. It looks like the center fielder's under. It gets under. That's Davis the second out. No problem for Davis in center, who's played a pretty good center field so far today.
Well, he's your anchor in center field in the outfield. Scotty's been playing center field for the fire department now for at least, I believe, the last 8 years. So, he's your anchor out there.
Runner on first. Police department lead 5-0 here in the top of the 7th. Mark Lambert coming up to bat, the designated hitter. 2 outs. He can be aggressive right now. Up 5-0. He doesn't really have to worry about taking too many pitches. And there he is, swings to the first pitch. Little pop shot right to Boyd, fields his own position. That's 3 outs. Another shutout inning for the fire department. We've seen them. It's been zeros everywhere except the top of the 3rd. We're hitting the 7th inning stretch. We got the police department leading 5-0 right here.
The first broken bat of the night.
First broken bat. We've been waiting for it. We thought it'd be Rojas. Turns out we just need a little less speed for Boyd.
Absolutely, a little inside pitch, and there you go, broken bat.
Police department lead at 5-0 going into the bottom of the 7th right here at U.S. Cellular Field.
Right now, keeping the city safe. We can only hope the city remembers
Here I'm sitting with here with left fielder Cody Conley. Cody, come here.
Hopefully we get some runs. We're down a lot. We've been playing pretty good defense except for me. We'll see what happens. Where am I looking?
I mean, we're still in this game. It's still the bottom of the seventh. We got 2 more innings to get some runs. We got Tony Budvitis up at the plate. Hopefully we can get something going here. What do you think?
Hopefully, yeah. Tony's a good hitter. If he gets a fastball, he'll probably crush it right here. Where am I looking?
I'm looking right there.
Cool.
All right, back to you, Marty and George.
And here we go. We're kicking out the bottom of the seventh. 2-1 count right now. Tony Budvitis, the power hitter for the fire department, looking to get anything going for their offense. They've been pretty stagnant all night. Only 3 hits on the night, getting shut out so far. Chops it foul. Still 1-2 count. Ricken's pitched an absolute gem so far. He's going 6+ innings right now, only 3 hits. And the only scoring we've had so far was the 5 in the top of the third by the police department. A couple hit batters, a couple doubles, an error in right field, and that's all she's wrote so far. But Vitas, number 18, the power hitter for the fire department, coming in. He's the left fielder, and if anybody can get this offense going, it's Tony. 1-2 count. He falls it. It's just a matter of when they're not supposed to play. Ricken chases after it, but he leaves it to his first baseman. Bars takes it. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. 8 outs to go for the police department. You can tell Budvitis is frustrated. He hasn't done much at the plate today. He's flat out twice. And then he has 1 line out to the shortstop, and now Shuchuk's back in. First baseman, he flew out to center once today. And you know that all these guys have been just trying to figure out Ricken, which they haven't been able to do so far. Ricken hits him. Shuchuk takes a fake run at the mound, but they'll take the base runners. The fire department's not in a mood to decline any base runners, and that's the fun thing you see at this charity game. You know, they're having some fun. Doesn't matter if they got hit or not. And Mike McLaughlin's taking over first base. He's going to run for Shuchuk, so a little more speed on the base paths now. Bringing up number 22, Clay Whitley, who we've seen play a little bit of first base and a little bit of DH today as well. Allowing them to switch in and out platoon here. A lot of these guys taking advantage of the chance to play at U.S. Cellular Field. Now here comes Diaz coming up to the mound. This might be the end of Ricken's night.
Yeah, I thought the last half inning was going to be the end. We probably talked Coach Diaz into staying 1 more half inning. That's always where you get in trouble. So let's see what they do now. Yes, they're making a change here, Marty, for Ricken, who looks like he's going to go out with 3 hits. So great job by Ricken tonight.
Yeah, Ricken's had a pretty long night. That's 75 pitches on the night. Went 6 1/3. It's looking at 6+.
To register via their website for full sponsorship.
I'm trying to figure out right now if they're doing a double switch or who's coming into pitch right now. Pat Fahey. He's played a little bit center earlier, and it looks like Ricken's departing to a crowd of cheers. Let's hear it for the crowd. 6 1/3. Shutout baseball. You're not going to complain about that. Takes his hat tips off. Even though it's a charity baseball game, everybody's still really appreciative of him. We'll let Fahey warm up, and we'll be right back here at the 14th annual Bravest vs. Finest charity baseball game. Police department up 5-0. Runner on first for the fire department, though. We'll be right back. And we're back here at U.S. Cellular Field. My name is Marty Downs. 14th annual Finest vs. Bravest charity baseball game. We just seen the police department, Erik Ricken, their starting pitcher, departs after going 6 1/3 strong shutout baseball. He struck him out. He's been ahead of players all night long, giving up only 3 hits, and he didn't even produce an out himself at the plate. So great job by him. Replacing him right now is Pat Fahey. He played a little center field earlier. He's pitching to number 22, Clay Whitty, the first baseman for the fire department. He has a runner on first right now. And after that fall off, it's a 1-1 count. And I think the happiest people to see Fahey on the mound aren't Fahey or his family. I think it's the fire department. After not being able to solve Ricken all night, they're happy to see a righty up there. Probably not throwing as hard. But Whitty with the ground ball at second base, flipped to second for 1 out. Acevedo throws it to first, turns it 4-6-3, double play. Not bad. 3 pitches, 2 outs for Fahey. Closing the door on the 7th inning. Finest up 5-0 right here at the end of 7 at the 14th annual charity baseball game at U.S. Cellular Field.
Erik, you made a pitching change in the inning. Why?
Well, he was only scheduled to go 3 or 4 innings, and he pitched exceptional. As a team, we said stay in there and keep rolling with it. And after that first runner got on base, he had enough. He wanted out.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, you guys had that one big inning, but you guys have been shut out.
They're tough. That first pitcher was good. He had a shaky, what was it, the third inning. And other than that, they settled down real nice. Second base made a couple nice plays, and they're a tough team. They're a scrappy team, and this game still isn't over. It's 5-0, and we got 6 more outs to get.
Well, let's see what happens in the next 6 outs.
All right, we got to
good luck to you.
Thanks.
And we're back here at the top of the 8th inning, 6 outs to go for each team. Story of the ball game so far is that top of the 3rd, the finest were able to put together 5 runs, a couple doubles, a couple hits batters, big error in right field by Connolly. And besides that, it's been a pitcher's duel. Ricken, the starter for the fire department, went 6 1/3 and shut out baseball. And then we just saw Fahey come in and get a double play to finish out the bottom of the 7th. Now we'll see if they can tack on any insurance runs right now on top of the 8th. They got 6 outs. They want to use them. Doug Anderson, number 34, is coming in. He's kind of taking that at-bats role just so, they can try to platoon everybody. Everybody can get a batter here at U.S. Cellular Field. First pitch comes in low. Ball 1 against Anderson. Boyd, second pitcher of the night for the fire department. He came in last inning. We talked about before. Not as much speed as Rojas, the starter, but a lot more control. Spiro called him, Jamie Moyer-esque. Not a lot of heat to him, a lot of placement, force batters to, stare at it, ground balls, put batters in play, and he relies on his defense a lot more than Rojas did. Henderson is doing good so far. This is about 2-1 count. Sees another one, 3-1. So now he's up. He has the chance to, drive one, get a leadoff base runner for the police department here. That's a ball 4. Henderson sees it, gets by the catcher. He sprints to first base, but that's about all she's got. Healy gets back to the backstop, throws it back to Boyd. And here comes Harris for the police department. I think we're starting to see some of these subs coming in because this is normally a spot where we see Marco Acevedo come in. But no problem. Diaz is just as good. He's had a good... Harris has done good so far. We'll see what else he can do here at the plate with 1 runner on. It's his first at bat, number 2. And, this is just a living dream right now playing U.S. Cellular Field. He's gone up against Boyd. He's seen a couple pitches, 1-1 count. Has a runner on first. At the very least, he wants to advance it. It looks like we're going to see another sub. Alex Soto's in the on-deck circle. Another pitch comes in, 2-1 count. Anderson with a slight lead at first. Looked like he faked a steal there just to maybe get Boyd's head a little bit. Maybe, got 6 outs. You got this big of a lead. You can afford to be aggressive, call it hit and run. Ball gets there on the outside corner, evens it up at 2-2. 6 hits on the night for the finest, only 3 for the bravest. 1 error, that was Conley's in the 3rd, that cost them 2 runs on the fire department. Ball 4, that's back-to-back walks now for the police department. Runners on first and second, no out. That's what you want. And then that brings up number 20, Alex Soto. He's a reserve. He's an outfielder he's listed as. We'll see. He's a lefty, a little shorter than the other batters we've seen, but he's more the stocky type, so you can tell that he could get the ability to drive one. Decent leads off on first and second. Boyd looks back at the second. Now nobody checking him. First pitch fouled out back behind us towards the third base line. And Boyd finds himself up 0-1 against Soto. Fire department defense has played pretty good ball outside the Conley laps in right field. Gisorni's played a pretty good second base, couple bobbles. And there we go. There's a single over Soto. Soto singles it over the second baseman. And now we got bases loaded. Boyd struggled a little bit now. We got 2 walks to start the inning, and then the pinch hitter, Soto, singles it right over the second baseman's head, number 27. That was Jazornia still in the game. So now we got Victor Flores coming in. He's a third baseman. This is his first at-bat of the night. They're continuing to platoon hitters, bases loaded. No ball, no strikes, no outs. Basically a hitter's dream right now. Base hit anywhere, fly ball anywhere, most likely scores a run right now. And with all those zeros on the scoreboard, they may not need it, but this is an RBI that you can talk about a lifetime, getting a big run here in U.S. Cellular Field, where they've been pretty rare this year, even for the hometown club. .2-0 count. Flores. Boyd struggling so far this inning. He had the 2 walks. Now he finds himself 2-0. Another pitch. It was inside. Flores swung at it anyways just because he was tired of waiting for a pitch. It came close. Now it's 2-1. Crowd's happy. They got a souvenir. Bases loaded. We got 2 arms warming up in the fire department bullpen. Takes a lead off first, chops it down the third baseline. Nice grab by the third base coach on the police department side. Throws in the stands. We got another souvenir for him. Evens up the count at 2-2. And the subs continue. Vince Stenar, he's listed as a pitcher / first baseman. Now he's in the on-deck circle, while Flores takes a couple practice hacks in the batter's box, with Boyd checking the runner at second. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Flores throws it at shortstop. Bobbles it. He makes the play at first, but he still scores a run. Runners advance to second and third, and the police department take the 6-0 lead on the fielder's choice, or the sacrifice ground out. Nice at bat. He battled. He was up 2-0, struggled to get to 2-2, and next thing you know, he got the ground out to go up 6-0 for the police department, and that's pretty much all they're going to need right now. Stenar coming in the batter's box, righty, stocky hitter.
Number 14.
Vince Steiner taking in the batter's box right now. 0-0 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. No. Steiner hits the ball out to right field. Johnson gets under it. Oh, no, but there's an error. Another error in right field that's got to cost him at least 1 run. The runner at second base gets held up, so that's another run as Harris comes in to score.
All this stuff, huh?
Wow, there's been adventure out in right field no matter who they have out there. First it was Conley, now it's Johnson making a big E9, costing the fire department another run. Dan Rodriguez steps in the plate right now, number 13. He's listed as an outfielder, another reserve, rocking one of the new age helmets coming in. Now he has runners on the corners, only 1 out, 2 runs so far for the police department, up 7-0, 8 hits on the night, opposed to just 3 for the fire department. The fire department has 1 guy warming up in the bullpen. Boyd with the pitch, it goes inside. Rodriguez sees the count go to 1-0. We'll see what's coming up. Runners in the corners, another fly ball. Could score another run. He chops at it, goes to the second baseman. Cerny throws to the shortstop at second. Turns it to first. 4-6-3 double play. Nice play by the fire department to get themselves out of the inning. Damage was done, though. 2 runs already scored in the top half of the 8th inning. Going to the bottom of the 8th. Police department up 7-0 in the 14th annual charity baseball game right here at U.S. Cellular Field.
Fraternal Order of Police, Lodge number.
Vince, you guys opening up again. What's going on here?
Same story. We just kind of come out on fire, and then we kind of slow off in the last innings. But we're having fun out here. It's for charity. That's what we do.
I mean, you got 2 more runs. You loaded up the bases. You got guys moving around. I see Erik Diaz is switching players around now. What's going on with that?
Most important thing is everybody that came out here, all the families. We want everybody to get in the game. We want everybody to experience playing on a big league field, and
you know what? If for any 10-year-old kid seeing their father, seeing their whatever, uncle, it's a big, big, big deal. So we're just glad to be out here.
Well, let me ask you this. How do you feel playing on a big league field?
Oh, I love it. I've been doing it since I was a kid. This is probably my 20th time playing on a big league field, so it's always refreshing, but it never gets old. So.
All right, thank you very much.
No problem.
And we're back right here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Police officers leading 7-0. There's a time for the fire department's bats to warm up. It is right now. They've been struggling all day. First it was against the starter Erik Ricken, who went 6 1/3 and just shut out baseball. And then Fahey, the pitcher, now comes in and gets immediate double play. And that's how we got there. Only 3 hits so far. 2 big errors in right field for the fire department, and that's really what's cost them. Errors in right field, and then a couple big doubles. Besides that, we've had zeros in every single inning. And then now this is where a couple more subs are coming in. But Durbin, he's been playing third. Fire department doesn't have quite as deep as a roster as the police officers do. So Durbin coming to the plate one more time. Hopefully it's the first of many for Durbin. At least that's what the fire department are hoping for. He had a single to start, and he also grounded into the big double play earlier. He skies a ball out to the shortstop. No problem there, and that's the first out of the bottom of the 8th.
Well, they got to come back, as they always say in broadcasting, with a miracle now. They've only got 4 more outs, and they've not scored a run at 7-0. So I'm not saying it can't happen, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, Barbie.
Yeah, the fire department really haven't caught the breaks that the police department has. We saw a couple errors in right field benefit the police officers. And then when you look over at the police officers' defense, we saw Ricken field his position really well for a pitcher. And then you had Acevedo at shortstop turn a couple good double plays.
Looking like a pro, I'm telling you. The guy's one of the best players I've ever seen at this level, ever.
You're just hoping that after the season, the regular home team here has had so far, that hopefully the chairman's watching a couple of these guys, and I wouldn't mind seeing Acevedo out there for the White Sox. Scott Davis, the center fielder for the fire department, he's coming out. He's had a productive day at the plate so far. He as one of the few guys, he has one of the few hits for the fire department today.
So I'm back. You got Scotty Davis up at the plate right now. See if we can get the fire department started with some hits here.
Yep, they got 5 outs to work with, so now is it better if they're going to get going. This is the time to do it. We've seen Davis. He's played a good center field for the fire department so far. He has one of the few hits. He had to duck that ball coming close in, coming from Fahey.
Hit the mascot. I think he just threw behind him.
2-1 count right now on the center fielder. They had a fly out to left field. They had a single. A couple good catches on defense, and now he has control right now, where he's ahead of the pitcher 3-1. So he can pick and choose and see what he wants to do with this pitch.
Wow. Called a strike on him on that.
Yeah, Davis was halfway down to first base. He wanted it.
Believe that. Look at that. Lower than his knees. That's called a tight strike zone there.
Full count right here. Ball's coming in. Backwards K. Davis not happy, going back to the dugout. Fahey so far seen 4 hitters, made 5 outs, counting that double play. So, the pitching change working out for him. Just great pitching so far for the police department. And now we have Matt Baumley coming in for the fire department, pinch hitting, trying to get his first at bat here in a big league ballpark, joking around with the police department catcher. And, I'm trying to make a memory they can talk about for the whole year until next year. He chops it down the third base line. Looks like it's going to hop foul, though.
Just foul.
He can move down the first base line, though, so all he really has to do is, if he puts the ball in play, he's got to put the police department on notice, put a little bit of pressure on them to make a play.
Well, Matt Baum is actually a really good hitter. I've played with Matt for about 5 years, and knowing the way he is, he's one of those perfectionist hitters. He doesn't make mental mistakes, and that's the good thing about Matt, is that he will make the pitchers pay.
0-1 count, pitch to Baumley. Hits it, looks like it's over the second baseman's head. It's just a matter of
what a great catch.
Great pitch. great catch by the center fielder. We'll have to see who's out there because Fahey had been patrolling center until he came in to pitch. And just another time the fire department can't catch a break. One of the best, great hit by Baumley, but sure enough, the center fielder's there. And he was able to snag it right before it hit the ground.
I will say one thing.
It looked like that was number 10, Bobby Pereno, who'd come in pinch run a little bit earlier. So when we come back, it will kick off the 9th inning. Each team has 3 outs to go. Police officers lead 7-0 here at the 14th annual Bravest vs. Finest charity baseball game at U.S. Cellular Field. Back here at the top of the 9th inning, the police department leading the firefighters 7-0. And star of the game, he's joining us right now, Erik Ricken. Great pitching today, great hitting too. You didn't make an out at the plate. You commanded the strike zone all night. 6 1/3 shutout baseball. What did you think of your night?
Felt strong. Sprained my ankle earlier in the week. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to play, but felt good, and the team trusted me, and thanks to the Chicago Fix for getting me healthy and ready to play today.
Well, what was the key to your success against these fire department hitters?
Man, we play them so often that we kind of know a lot of their guys and know their strengths and try to stay away from what they do best. Actually did a good job of that today.
Let me ask you this. When you came off that mound at that one play, it looked like you tweaked something. Were you okay?
Yeah, I got a bad ankle, so it was a little wobbly.
Yeah, we saw you we were kind of worried about you there.
Yeah, I was trying to just get the little numbness out of the toes, but it got strong and felt good.
Okay.
And then how was it just, playing at U.S. Cellular Field?
It's a thrill every time. Like I tell my wife, I still get nervous before games like I used to in college. And like a little kid all over again. It's great seeing the little kids out here. They love it. And I bring my little kids out here now. And
so is it like a dream come true playing in a big league field?
Always. I've been with the Finest now for 10 years, and it's just every time we come out here, it's still a rush.
How does tonight's performance compare to your other games pitched?
It's actually the first year that I've pitched in this game. So
it's a pretty good start.
Yeah, it does. It means a big deal.
And what do you think about your teammates so far? I mean, they only really helped you that 3rd inning, but it was a big inning.
You know what? I love these guys. We're together 3-4 days a week playing ball, and we've been together a long time. It's pretty much the same core guys, and we go to battle 3 times a week, and you build a lot of camaraderie like that.
Well, we got McLaughlin on the mound for the Chicago Fire Department right now, and he's through his first strike of the night, so hopefully he can get himself going.
Erik Ricken, the starting pitcher, joining us right now in the booth. Police department up 7-0 right now. As they gave him a strike on that pitch, full count here, leading off the top of the 9th inning. So, how can you explain a little bit how does this rivalry go between you guys and the firefighters? Is there any trash talk between the two leading up to the game or afterwards?
It's all in good fun if there is any. But
nice play by McLaughlin.
We see these guys a lot. Like we used to play in the same league a couple years ago.
Yeah, I remember.
And,
so
we all get along real well.
So a lot of
it really is a
I think I remember you beating me a couple years back.
I'm sorry?
I remember you beating me a couple years back. I still owe you for that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So these are just rivalries that are even just built up. It's more than just fire department versus police officer. Sometimes it's little league games. Neighborhoods. You've seen these guys forever.
I mean, when we're on the job, we see each other out on the street,
It's
you see that familiar face, and you always give a handshake or a hug to the guys.
And then you can mention your 6 1/3 shutout innings.
As we can say, it's mutual respect.
Absolutely.
What each of us go through on a day-to-day basis. So we know.
Everybody's got the families, and the sleep schedules are always messed up. But.
So McLaughlin's in the windup. He's got a 1-1 count on the batter here.
And right now we're at the point where everybody's kind of getting a chance to play. Get there at bat in the big league ballpark. Todd Ricken in the reserve. He's listed as a pitcher getting a chance to come up. He's down 1-2, but this is one of those at bats where you're not looking to take a walk at this point. You're up 7-0. You want to try to put a charge into it and just something you can talk about until next year's game.
I'll tell you what, each one of these guys that's up to bat right now is going to take their swings no matter what. Nobody's going to want to walk. They don't want to hit the ball. They'd rather strike out than walk at this point. So McLaughlin's at a 1-2 pitch here. Struck him out.
And even for McLaughlin, you're down 7-0, but hey, you got a strikeout. You got on the same mound as some White Sox greats. You can talk about that.
Marty, I will say one thing. Lefties, all these lefty pitchers, there's something special about a lefty. When everything falls into place, it's like magic. We saw it in Ricken's in the first 6 innings, 7 innings, and we're seeing it here with McLaughlin. He's got 2 strikeouts, and he's just pitching a beauty of a game.
And there we go. He gets ahead of another batter.
I don't think Mike's been behind any batter in this inning.
And Perino, he had that nice snag out in center that ended last inning. Probably saved a couple runs. And it's something, Fahey, he had been patrolling center most of the game for you. And it's a luxury when you can put him on the mound, and then you have a guy like Bobby that you can put out there and still play a good center field.
This is Bobby's first year, and he's going to be with the Finest a long time. He's a real good young player, and he's going to help us.
And how long has Bobby been a police officer?
A couple years, I believe.
Couple years?
I'm not really sure on that.
This is the first time Mike's gotten behind any of the pitchers or any of the hitters here.
Yeah, make it 3-1 now. So Bobby can kind of pick his pitch and choose what to swing at right now. 3-1.
If I know Mike, I know Mike is going to make him dance here. He's going to throw him an inside changeup or an inside slider here.
Make him earn that first base. There he goes. He swings, and looks like it won't be a problem for the first baseman. That's 3 outs. Fire department have 3 outs to work with. Want to thank Erik Ricken for joining us again. Thank you for all the work you do, and we'll be right back. Police department up 7-0 going into the bottom of the 9th. 3 outs to go. We'll see if the fire department can put together a rally right here at U.S. Cellular Field. Bottom of the 9th right here at U.S. Cellular Field. 3 outs to go for the fire department, trailing 7-0 in the 14th annual Finest vs. Bravest charity baseball game.
Number 32, Mark Johnson.
A lot of these guys, now we got the platoon coming in, living their dream on the field. I'm living my dream calling a game on this field. I can only imagine what it feels like for them. Mark Johnson stepping in to play against the closer. We'll call him Matt Heinen. He's up 7-0, so that doesn't hurt to have that lead coming in the game. Throws a first pitch ball to the fire department. There we go. There's his first strike of the night on the outside corner to the right-handed Johnson. 1-1 count. We got number 20. We got a couple players on deck ready to go for the fire department. Hoping to put together a rally. There's that first ball. Smoke to second baseman. Bobbles a little bit. Throws it to first. Nice pick by number 14. That'll be Vince Denar coming in the game. Great pick by the first baseman to get him out by a step. And that's the story of the ball game. Police department, they've been making plays in the field. Fire department, a couple errors in right field, it's cost them.
Batting for the Bravest, number 21.
Another pinch hitter coming in for the fire department. Number 21, Brian Hours, getting his first crack at the lineup. And the police department, Heinen got his one batter, so now they're just doing the chance of trying to get everybody in the ball game. So they're bringing in a new pitcher. He's warming up right now. 2 outs to go for the fire department. They're down 7-0 right now. Only 3 hits on the night. Masterful performance by the police officer in pitching and defense. We saw that awesome play by Perino out in center. Fahey had a couple plays before he came in. And then story of the game, starting pitcher, had to be Erik Ricken. Just 6 1/3 shutout baseball, turned a couple nice double plays. Good job in the batter's box himself. And that's how we've gotten here. 25 outs down, 2 left for the fire department. Brian Hours getting his first crack. As the police officers, their pitcher just came in. That's number 18, Mark Lamberg. We've seen him up at bat, but now he'll get a chance to actually pitch. Not nearly as fluid as the previous pitchers. He's a righty. But he's ready to go. He knows this is his chance at glory here at U.S. Cellular Field. 14th annual Finest vs. Bravest charity baseball game. A series dominated by the police officers, and looks like it's going to be that again. They've won 10 of 13. They're trying to make it 11 of 14, and right now they're in a pretty good position to do so, up 7-0 right now. And first pitch by, that makes 2 in a row, throws right by Auer. So far, so good for Lamberg. Looks like he's been pitching all night. He does no problem being cold or anything. 0-2 count right now. Here we go, wind up and the pitch, and there we go. Chopper to second baseman, bobbles it a little bit, picks it with his bare hand, throws it to first base, beats ours by a couple steps. And this will bring, if the policemen have it their way, the last firefighter batter to the plate, number 8, Henry Valdez. And with that, it looks like they're going to be bringing in another pitcher, the police officers. Marchetto coming in. We've seen him play the field most of the night. He was playing left field for a little bit. But with 1 out to go, they're hoping that he can close things out.
I'm going to be on this, you're going to be on that. I'm going to walk.
You have Marchetto warming up. He's going to get a couple pitches in here, and we'll be right back here at the 14th annual Bravest Finest Charity Baseball game at U.S. Cellular Field. And we're back in the bottom of the 9th here at the 14th annual Finest vs. Bravest Charity Baseball game. Vince Marchetto in with 1 out to go, going up against number 8 Henry Valdez. The firefighters hoping to put out a big 2-out rally. First pitch strike, so they're down to their last 2 strikes. Police officers looking for the shutout. Great defense, timely hitting. That's been the story for the police department. Marchetto with the windup and another pitch. Ball's in the dirt, evens it to 1-1. A couple misplays in right field by the Bravest by 2 different players. A couple timely doubles by the police department hitters, and that's how you get a 7-0 lead. There's a lot of zeros on that scoreboard. Another pitch, and the ump's going to give it to him on the inside corner. He's been a pretty consistent ump all night, but that one's a little questionable, but up 7-0 with the last out. Maybe he's just trying to get home a little bit early. 1-2 count right now. Could be the last pitch. Fire department down to their last strike. Marchetto wind up and the pitch. Valdez with a ground ball, a shortstop. Oh, and Acevedo boots it. We haven't seen that all night. He's played awesome at the batter's box at shortstop, and that looked like just a regular ground ball. Shouldn't be a problem for him, but sneaks under his glove. And now Healy, the old timer, Tom Healy, the catcher, getting a chance to keep this 2-out rally going. Marchetto looks at his defense. I mean, up 7-0. There's really not too much to talk about, but there are 2 outs. Fire department down to the last hitter, trying to put together a rally. We'll see what they can do. Marchetto winds up, takes a look doesn't take a look over at first base, just focus on the hitter. Umpire gives it to him on the outside corner, 0-1. Healy's had a struggle today. He's ground out a couple times and a strikeout, so he's looking to get that one hit. Ball inside makes it 1-1.
I can't believe Acevedo made that error.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. He's had such a great day at the plate and at shortstop, making some great plays, turned a lot of double plays. They almost looked too easy for him.
It was uncharacteristic of him to make an error like that.
And maybe that's the break the fire department's been waiting for, down to their last out, and they can put together an epic 2-out rally here. Tom Healy at the plate, ahead of the pitcher, 2-1.
We got hecklers.
We got some hecklers coming out. And there we go, Healy, ground ball. Acevedo's not going to have a problem with that. Flips it to second base, and that's the ball game. Police officers win 7-0. They take the 14th annual charity baseball game. That makes it 11 out of the last 14 years. We'll be right back with post-game coverage here at U.S. Cellular Field. I'm Marty Downs.
Both the bravest and the finest will once again lift it you fans coming out to this event. You make this event special. Also remember, the after party at the Bacardi Club, only $5 to get in.
And we're back at U.S. Cellular Field. Police officers take the 14th annual Finest vs. Bravest charity baseball game 7-0. Great performance by Erik Ricken. Timely defense. And we're back at the 14th annual charity baseball game here at US Cellular Field. My name is Marty Downs. Police officers win 7-0. Finest take it over the Bravest. Bravest just couldn't string together the hits necessary. Now we're going over to Spiro Fuentes with the MVP pitcher, Erik Ricken.
Rickens, tell me how you feel about being MVP of the game.
Oh, it's an honor, you know. I love coming out here with these guys, but it's an honor. I appreciate it.
So congratulations on being MVP of the game. I'm let you take your photograph, and I'll be back to ask you more questions.
Erik Ricken, obviously a very popular guy after his great performance. 6 1/3 shutout baseball, didn't produce an out in the batter's box. And we're going over to George. Looks like Ricken's he's with his biggest fan.
Ricken, and did he get MVP? Are you sister or wife?
I'm his wife.
He pitched well tonight, didn't he?
Very good, yes, he did.
He got MVP. This is a good.
He's
This is a good
my
thing.
MVP, so this is a great thing.
I'm going to be able to live with them for the next couple of days.
I've lived with him for this long. I think I can. Yes, absolutely.
Good luck.
Thank
Congratulations. Back to you, Marty.
Getting Erik Ricken's wife right there. Now we're going back to
Commander Santiago, what did you think of tonight's game?
It was a good game. Guys tried really hard. It's great because it goes for good charity.
Thank you very much.
You can tell the disappointment in Santiago's voice, not happy with the shutout loss, but charity baseball game. Fire departments had success in a lot of the other sports. We mentioned the football game, the boxing. They just can't seem to figure out what to do with the police officers in this baseball. US Cellular Field, I don't know if it's the bright lights, I don't know if it's just masterful pitching, pressure, maybe a long work day before it. But the police officers find themselves with another 7-0 win. We're going over to George. He's talking to some of the fans.
Did you guys enjoy the game tonight?
Yep.
Was it the victory that you wanted? I see you were in a police shirt there.
Yep.
What do you think? How about you, sir? That was a good one. Ricken pitched well, didn't he?
Fantastic. He's the finest. That's what it is.
You can play now. You're ready to go.
I'm ready to go. He taught me everything I know.
We're in the third base stand with some of the fans. Big victory today, huh? Wasn't that great?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah.
How about you, buddy? Had a great time. Yeah. Come on out. You had a great game tonight. Wasn't it incredible? A lot of fun. Ricken was hot.
Yes, it was a great game. Erik stepped up big time today, pitched a great game. The fans were great. Everybody had a good time.
Very good. Let's go to the party, huh? Okay, back to you, Marty.
I'm here with Mike McLaughlin, the closing pitcher. Mike, it looked like you had really good control over your pitches in that one inning. You struck out 3.
Yeah, I did a good job. You know, I just try and come out here and do the best I can.
Mike, it looks like you had really great control in your pitches. Your command was there. Why aren't you pitching more?
Well, I was injured, so I just rehabbed. I just came back.
Okay. So you did a great job closing out the game tonight. Hopefully we can see more games you pitching in the near future.
That would be great. That'd be awesome.
Thanks, Mike.
There you go, Spiro Fuentes talking to the relief pitcher. Now we're going back to George.
Mark Landberger here, sending your autographs. Nice, came in there, 2 pitches, and Acevedo makes an error. What the heck's going on here?
Well, you know, he was already, he was probably thinking about a cold one after the game. He did well. Everybody did well. It was a great team effort, you know, from top to bottom. Everybody got in. It was a good time.
Just a beautiful event. We got to do it more. We got to do it twice, 3 times a year.
Absolutely. I would love it. That'd be great. Unfortunately, a lot of work and a lot of effort goes into this game. You know, Erik Diaz puts a lot of time in, ISFA. So it's a great event, yearly event. And, you know, we look forward to it next year.
Okay, Mark, great time. Mark Lamberg. Back to you, Marty.
And here we are. We're at the 14th annual Bravest vs. Finest charity baseball game. Once again, the Finest, the Chicago Police Department, taking it 7-0 over the Bravest, the Fire Department. Story of the game, great pitching by Ricken, timely hitting by the Police Department, and a couple of boneheaded errors in right field by the Fire Department. We're going to George talking to a couple fans.
Okay, did you have a good time tonight?
I did. I had a good time. I kind of wish the Bravest were won, but that's all right.
What can you do? It's baseball.
That's all right. Absolutely.
What's your connection with the fire department, if any?
My father is Captain Herbie Johnson, who passed away. So,
I see.
yes.
Back in November, terrible tragedy for your family.
Yeah, yes, but I mean, everybody keeps honoring him so well with games like this and everything. So it was a fun game.
Well, thank you for coming into the broadcast booth. God bless you.
Thank you.
Safe. All right, that was Herbie Johnson's daughter, and I had no idea, Marty. It's a poignant moment in my broadcast career.
Yeah, it's times like this. I mean, you just look at a guy like Johnson. That's what these games are all about. I mean, sure, it's fun. You know, guys playing at U.S. Cellular Field. It's competitive. You see guys, frustrated when they strike out. But ultimately, it's just a fun game. And I think we're getting ready to sign off here. Once again, the finest behind Ricken's masterful pitching. 7-0 over the Bravest. They win again. I'm Marty Downs with George Bliss, with Spiro Francis. We're ready to sign off here at U.S. Cellular Field. Thanks for joining us, and have a good night.